Okay. Hello, Van. Hello, Alyssa. Good luck with whatever it is you gotta do, Van. Whoops, soloing their pellets? Me all the time. What was that? You mean the phantom that shows up in the stream starting soon screen? I I accidentally was online when I was recording it, but it's such a little thing that I kind of just left it because I didn't really care. After spending like probably 15 minutes trying to get the right angle and everything. Hello, Krista. Welcome. Uh, I've been, I don't know, excited probably isn't the right word. I say that about every stream. So it's kind of probably losing its meaning, but for me, I have been looking forward to this stream because every other weapon so far has been, I don't know, either, you know, a sweet spot weapon or like complicated to get or bad or like weird to use like the Grand Lance. And this is just going to be a simple, good thrusting sword. And I'm looking forward to it. I think hopefully it's, I don't know, it's not going to be as good as it is in Dark Souls 1, but hopefully it's still pretty good. Never finished your run with Ricard's Rapier? How far did you get and how was it? Was it like usable? Hello Nixie, welcome. I'm not gonna worry about resting or anything. So the plan right now is to cheese Dragon Rider and then go get the Rapier. Upgrade it a little bit, fight that guy, and go from there. Not very far, it was fine. Okay, that checks out. I know it has S scaling and dexterity, but I don't know if it's like good S scaling or bad S scaling. I guess we'll find out. I was expecting to die on that jump, so far this is going better than I expected. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, come on. There we go. Extremely difficult boss fight. I'm surprised I made it through that without dying. I'm proud of myself. Already made it further than I thought I would. Some kind of Dark Souls 2. It is, in fact. Hello, Mbili-sama, welcome. Okay. Come on, Lucia, you gotta get up so I can push you off the edge. Hello, Naru, welcome. Not yet, actually. Dragon Rider? I hardly dragon nowhere. True. I gotta get to know her better, you know? What? Where did she go? What are you doing? Lucia. I've never seen her go in there. That's funny. This is fine. Cool. This is like if they made a second Dark Souls. It's true, it is kind of like that. Not exactly, you know. But pretty close. Okay, I know I need to get... Oh, I forgot to get the thing. I know I need to get 25 dexterity for base stats. I figure, worst case scenario, I can use the ascetic on the Dragon Rider. Does that buff? It buffs the things on the way to the Dragon Slayer. But I think I'd rather not do that. Okay, it's 8 strength, 25 dexterity. Supposedly, according to the internet, if you power stance this with another thrusting sword, you get, or the R2 doesn't take a ton of stamina, the like multi-poke thing, because normally that like drains your stamina, right? But I'm not, but according to a random Fextra Life comment that I saw, power stancing makes that not be the case. So I guess we'll find out if that's true. And then I know that Ricard Rapier. I like to see the excitement. That's fun. Other than that, I know that weapon buffs aren't going to be insanely good on it because of how motion values work. I mean, they're going to be good, obviously. It's a thrusting sword in Dark Souls 2, but it's not going to be as crazy as they are in Dark Souls 1 on specifically Ricard's Rapier because they're not a flat bonus, because they do scale with weapon damage, or well, they scale with motion value at least, which they don't in Dark Souls 1. And even if they did, I'm pretty sure Ricard's Rapier's R2 doesn't have a low motion value. I'm pretty sure. Ricky's sticky poker. Rick's stick. I wish I had the cat ring. I might not do the drop. It might be easier to go around and go through the illusory wall. I don't know. The drop should be fine. I shouldn't die. Probably. Assuming I don't get poisoned on the way down or something. Complete with cup holder. Not in this game, actually. This game, I prefer the design in this game. It has a much, much simpler crossguard. It doesn't have the whole basket on it, which I think the basket looks a little bit cumbersome, personally. But I know a lot of people really like how ornate it looks. And most of the comments on Vextra Life were commenting on how bad Ricard's looks in this game, which is crazy to me because I think it looks really good. And then there was one comment that was like, I might be the only person who likes this design. Which I thought was funny. Very Vextra coded comment. Okay. Drop here. Okay, yeah, this is fine. I'm gonna pop a life gem before I drop off completely. So I can heal while I'm down here. Oh my goodness. It did an attack. I've never seen such things. I'm poisoned. Okay, so this thing drops, okay, I need to be careful. This thing drops large titanite, so I do want to kill it. But it's a little bit healthy. But it's hard to avoid, I guess. I need to not die to poison. Okay, well. Never mind. Did I rest? I don't remember if I rested at the bonfire. I might have lit it and not rested. Autism brain went on a journey. Ended up looking up what the cat ring would be in French. Cat the ring. That checks out. He says that she's ice. Look, I forgot I have no ADP and healing is slower in this game. Let me see if I can find the mushrooms without the message to guide me. I may be mildly blind. I think it's here. It sure is. Life gem. Okay, this time I won't die to poison. And hopefully I also won't die to the basilisk, but that one's less certain. Okay, I need to be careful. It has a tail attack. I didn't know that. I could probably kill these guys because they're... It's very likely that they kill me before the basilisk does. The basilisk is dead. No longer poisoned. Okay, I'm fine. I meant to use an Estus there, but that's fine. And it's lucky that these are not Dark Souls 1 Tortalos. Oops. Dr. Google says it's big chat. Bagged chat. Okay, there's what I need. Please don't die to poison this time, thank you. A little bit closer than I would have preferred, but it's okay. Okay, weapon achieved. Ring ring? What ring? Autism brain isn't used to the new stream time yet? Yeah. You said you're not as funny when you're not tired, right? Oh my goodness, I dripped water. My water bottle was wet, which makes sense, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce French, actually, yeah. Believe it or not. A language that nobody I talk to frequently speaks. And if I do talk to someone who does speak it frequently... Alright, Krista? They don't speak French to me. And it's also just not a language that I encounter very frequently. Yeah, I want the Titanite over here. Funny R2 weapon time, yeah. How much stamina does it take? Oh my god. That's awesome. That's so much better than how it looks in Dark Souls 1. Are you kidding me? Richard's Rapier? I hope the scaling is decent. Because Dark Souls 2 scaling is scary. Okay, here it comes. Oh, that's actually kind of a lot better damage than I was expecting. That's pretty good. I was not ready for that to be good. Okay. I took Spanish in high school because I was under the impression that I needed to take two years of a language class, of a foreign language class to graduate. And as it turns out, that was just to go to college. So while I am technically qualified to get into the colleges around where I went to school, I never planned on going to college. So I did enjoy Spanish class mostly because the teacher was cool. I think I got a B in that class, and I did maybe 10% of the work. It's probably at least pretty good, yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting the R2 to be good, though, is the thing. I should be a little bit careful here. Ow. Okay, so it seems like... Oh my god, pressing R2 more than once prolongs the pointing, or the pokes, and then at the end of the move, you get the big poke. Oh my goodness. I love how fast that is. Very silly weapon. That does eat your durability, though. Jeez. Some repair powder might be a good idea for this run. I wonder if that means weapon buffs are going to be busted on this. I guess we'll find out. I plan on getting a weapon buff at least before I get to the DLC. Oops. Fix rock. Longer than a standard rapier? Yeah, I guess the rapier isn't super long in this game. Is the S-stock longer than the rapier? Because I know the S-stock is very similar in terms of like scaling and stuff. The normal rapier, it's just like strength instead of dex, but I don't know how similar it is in all aspects. Yeah, wow, that really goes through your durability. I do like the conception of that attack as like a special attack that costs durability, but I know it's just because of how durability works. I'm gonna rest and then not use that attack until I get to the pursuer. Dried pear powder. That would be useful, wouldn't it? How do you get the bracing knuckle ring? I think that's the thing that reduces durability loss. How do you get that in this game? How do you get the durability damage reduction ring? I'm thinking Leo ring, Flynn's ring, durability reduction, and Chloranthy. People playing your favorite game? I've done... this is my 5th Dark Souls 2 stream. I'm planning on going through the game with every weapon at some point. And this is just a weapon that I saw that I thought would be fun to do an early stream. Like, I've done a lot of playthroughs of this game, but Ricard's Rapier specifically seemed like an interesting one that would be fairly easy to do a stream with. Oh my goodness, hi. And so I put it on my first poll. If you go to the community tab on my channel, actually today, after today's, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, after either today or tomorrow's stream, I'll be posting a run, or rather a poll with 4 other weapons. I don't remember. Ah! It locked onto the wrong thing. With 4 weapons, the Helix Halberd is on there. I don't remember what else it's gonna be, but there are a lot of thrusting swords in this game. The bestie after the hidden door wall pursuer. Oh right, okay, yeah. Where do you get the upgrade ones? Upgraded version. Isn't it like a New Game Plus boss reward? I haven't done No Death or No Bonfire. I haven't really tried. That's not... I don't know. It's not that I don't think I'd enjoy that kind of run. It's just... I haven't played this game enough to really want to give that a shot. I mean, I have like 500 hours in this game. It's not like I haven't played it very much, but... That's just not usually the kind of run that I go for. Oof. I didn't expect that to hit me, but that's okay. +1 in Drangleic Castle. Okay. Otherwise, I've done... On stream, I've done... I started with the Scythe, which is the Bardiche. And then I also did... Oh my goodness. Puzzling Stone Sword. What are the others? I did... Grand Lance. I have no memory. My brain does not work. I did the Morale Greatsword and one other one. Probably. Grand Lance. No, that was it, actually. This is, yeah. Richard's Rapier is okay. Probably the worst thrusting sword besides Mailbreaker. I mean, so far it's doing more damage than the normal Rapier at this point in the game. Because of the R2. I guess with just R1s it would be, but... I don't know. I like it. Let me bone out of here. Oops. Actually, no, I don't want to bone out yet, because I want to fight Pursuer real quick. This is number 5. Because the Scythe was number 1. And then Puzzling Stone Sword, and then Mariah Greatsword, and then Grand Lance. Time feels like it's passing so fast recently. Ouch. +2 in the crypt? Is it from... Where is it in the crypt, if you know? What was I saying? I feel like I was in the middle of saying something. I've done something with nearly every weapon in Dark Souls 1. I have, like, the Black Knight weapons, the Artorias Greatswords, and, like, the Dark Hand and Great Bows left, I think? And I'm gonna do videos with those instead of streams because I feel like streaming... I locked on again, that was very dangerous. I feel like doing streams with not great weapons, or like the Black Knight weapons and whatever, wouldn't be super interesting. Yeah, there's a ton of different weapons and a ton of different playstyles. One that I'm really excited to do in this game is the Royal Dirk and Espada Rapera. I think that's going to be a really fun run to do. I don't know if I'm going to have the chance to R2. That's kind of underwhelming. Especially for the durability damage on that. Second room with the breakable stones and bells right after the Undead Ditch bonfire. It's in the bone piles. Okay, I don't remember what that means off the top of my head, but I'm sure I'll notice when I'm sure I'll figure it out when I get there. And if it's just like there, then I'll probably pick it up. That was 51 damage. Wow. Oh yeah, the Fire Longsword in Dark Souls 1. I still gotta do that. I started recording it, and then I kind of stopped. I'll go back. I'll do it eventually, I promise. Ricard's Rapier is good. Has the problem of late game bosses not having many opportunities for the R2. Define late game bosses, because I feel like a lot of them are pretty slow. Like Nishandra is fairly slow. Obviously Ancient Dragon, which I probably won't be fighting. I think Guardian Dragon, I'd probably get an opportunity there. Last Giant, or Giant Lord rather, when he does the stomp. Like maybe DLC, some DLC bosses would be too fast. I'm doing Dark Souls 2 specifically because, I don't know, I was gonna say it's my second favorite, and I've already done Dark Souls 1, which is my favorite. But I think at this point, Dark Souls 2, oops, might be my favorite. Just kind of everything about it is really, really good. Build variety, fashion, level design, story, like, bosses. Everything about this game is just really, really good. Especially compared to, or rather, for my preferences, especially compared to Dark Souls 3. And like Bloodborne and whatever. As much as I love those, they're... PS1 is your autism favorite? Yeah, I think that's changing though, is the thing. Because like, I would have said that. But I don't know if that's true anymore. Wow, perfect timing, thank you. Okay, I need to take out the crystal lizard. That's gonna be annoying with the thrusting sword, so I'm gonna swap to this for a second. Yeah, I think Dark Souls 2 has the most interesting story and explains it in the most engaging way. Admittedly, its competition is Dark Souls 3, so... you know. Aldia dialogue lover. I like Aldia's dialogue. I don't like how hard it is to understand him. Sin might just blow the weapon up on contact. If I use the R2, it would probably be like a couple R2s to break the weapon. So I'll have to avoid using that.
Is that a shard? To see, however.
Hello, Flat Cap. You're not that late. I've been live for 20 minutes. Late would be an overstatement. Okay, do I want ADP? Yeah, probably a little bit of ADP. Yeah, the NPCs are also really, really good in this game. They have proper endings to their story. Oh, I need to go buy the blacksmith key. Thank you, Opossum fan. Believe it or not, somebody who is possum adjacent drew it. Majula is the best hub, I agree. Oh, I need a few more souls. Fine. Actually, I can just use the souls that I have to upgrade. Don't like the NPC quest in Elden Ring. It makes two of us. Incoherent rambling, that's extremely important to the lore. Yeah. He's very, warbly. I think Dark Souls 2 overall has the best aesthetic and music as well. Or my favorite is probably a better term to use, but you know what I mean. Majula, Firekeepers. I really wish this game had its own character creation theme that wasn't just Firekeepers. As much as I love Firekeepers and hearing it during the character creation, I just kind of wish it had more music like that. Off the top of my head, it's just kind of Aldia, which I don't super love. Firekeepers, Majula, and the credits theme. As opposed to Firelink, Souls of Fire, Nameless Song. Even like Gwyn's theme. Or like Secret Betrayal. Demon Souls. Actually, I think Demon Souls has my favorite music. Not sure about... I don't know. Vibe is also probably goes to Demon Souls, but aesthetic still goes to Dark Souls 2, I think. If it was real and you could go there and just sit down. Yeah, I agree. Why is ghosting you? Yeah. Yeah. I think Blythe has one of the worst quest lines, full stop. Where can I get... Okay, how many large shards do I have actually? 3. I can get the other 3 after Last Giant. I think I would argue that Dark Souls 1 and especially Demon Souls are a lot more experimental in a lot of ways. Dark Souls 1 with online stuff especially, like with Vagrants and Miracle Resonance and a lot of Covenant stuff and whatever. But a lot of the experimentation Dark Souls 2 does with like movesets and progression and New Game Plus and aesthetics and everything is also really interesting. Demon Souls, I love Demon Souls, but some of the experimentation is difficult to work with. There was no reason for EG to die. I think Blythe dying is actually one of the few good parts of his quest, just because of how he was made effectively to be Ronnie's consort, and then she, for lack of better terms, rejected him. But EG dying did feel bad. I find more information. What do you say? I will remain a lie is slightly mistranslated. More accusatory. Right. It's just like a... It's supposed to be like a... Well, I guess you can be wrong if you want. I don't know why I went around. I forgot. While in English, it's like accusing you of lying, kind of. I don't care about anything. Oh my goodness. Why are you doing that? I swear to God. Oh my God, one shot. I guess I do have a +5 actually. I usually only have the +4 going through you. If the PvP balance and netcode weren't so awful. I mean, I think PvP balance is alright. But I don't know. As long as you're playing with someone who wants to have fun and isn't just backstab fishing, you know? Or parry fishing. Or someone who drops a +10 weapon and runs away. Does Remastered have weapon multiplayer scaling? Like weapon multiplayer, or weapon upgrade level tiers in matchmaking? I know Dark Souls 3 does, and I know this game doesn't. Basically giant dad build. I mean, I don't know. The very few times I have been invaded, I have not seen a giant dad, luckily. Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls Remastered specifically, or does Prepare to Die also have... I'm pretty sure Prepare to Die doesn't, right? And that's why giant dad was a thing, because you can get a +10 without leveling up very easily. Remastered does have weapon tiering multiplayer, okay. Alright, let's see. That's so underwhelming, actually. Oh, bonk. Oh. The R2 does suck. I'm gonna keep using it, though, because it's fun. That was very loud. Favorite Dark Souls 2 NPC? Probably Shana. I like Shana a lot. That wasn't intentional, but that does make me like her more. BTD 8 has nothing but level scaling. I like Lucatiel, but not as much as Shana. I also like Carhillion. Not sure why. He just kind of... I like his vibe. Not in terms of, like, I would hang out with this guy, but in terms of him being a character in a fictional video game, you know? Flash Giant has the highest thrusting, like thrust damage resistance? Or, like, specifically to Rapier class weapons. Or thrusting sword class weapons. Or, even better, only weapons that have the word Rapier in their name. I think it's probably that one. That one makes sense. Yeah, just Ricard Rapier. That checks out. I think this one is the... Actually, isn't the other one effigies anyway? I mean, what's his name? The guy you have a school with. He's kind of chill. I like him. I also like Rosabeth. I did kind of forget about Rosabeth because I never talk to her anymore. Do I care about... I guess I want that branch, so I do want to go in here. Oh my goodness. Ooh. That's Rosabeth respectfully. I usually give her the imported set, to be honest, unfortunately. Maybe I should give her, like, the knight armor or something. Oh my goodness, I'm kind of surprised I dodged that. I'm excited to see the damage on this against the Covetous Demon. I think that'll be funny, because I know Covetous Demon has pretty low pierce resistance. What is that sound? Is that coming from the Pursuer? What is that? It doesn't sound like it's coming from him. It sounds like it's coming from in front of me. Like, over to my left now. I have no idea what that is. What is that sound? Oh. Either the Traveling Merchant set or the Tattered Cloth set. The S1 Pyromancer set. I like the Dark Souls 1 Pyromancer set. I think it looks good. Define in poor taste, because based on most of chat, we might have different definitions. It is the Pursuer, but it was going when Pursuer was dead. You know, speaking of double Pursuer, I completely forgot. So I'm working on writing a Dark Souls 2 highest possible DPS video. I completely forgot to get the Ring of Blades +2. I got the +1 because I get that in every run, but ooh, ouchie. But I never get the +2 because it's annoying to get, and I don't like the fight that you have to do to get it. Completely forgot, and I'll probably mention it like at the end of the video. Forlorn set. I'm gonna be honest, I do not pay enough attention to Forlorn while I'm fighting her to remember what the set looks like. You bet too many life gems on this? How many life gems do you have on the barrel working? God, I love that attack. That's so... probably useless, but it's so much fun. Is my bloodstain up there? Oh no, I picked up my bloodstain. ADHD? What? Oh. Actually won't get any older types of Souls games. That's what indie games are for. What's the one? Prison of Husks? I'm really looking forward to that one. I really loved the demo. I think it worked. Oh my goodness. The barrel worked. 517 Melinta's worth. That's a lot. All right. That's a 1 of 5 for the barrel working. The +2 isn't that much extra damage when you're infused. Yeah, but it's more damage, and I was doing highest possible DPS, and it's not like... it's like the red Tearstone ring, where it's like hard to, you know, or hard to use, rather. Stone ring? You make a good point, unfortunately. I might have to go for the stone ring. Okay.
So,
Is Stone Ring flat? It's flat poise damage, right? I don't remember, actually. Our TSR goes crazy in this game? That's kind of surprising. I actually kind of expected it to be subpar. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna level up. I'm gonna fight Dragon Slayer for the ring. I'm gonna go to... I'm gonna get the Stone Ring because it's funny. And get the Bracing Knuckle Ring so I can use the R2 more. I put on top. That's not what I mean. More endurance. I mean, it doesn't take that much endurance. It's fine. I want 50 dexterity. More damage, more gooder. BTSR is the best in this game compared to Dark Souls 1 or 3. What are the percentages on like all of it? This is going to be easier than the Leo Ring to get. RTSR is only good with melee because it doesn't work with spells or bows. I guess it was kind of completely broken with bows, but that was because it was a motion value multiplier, right? In this game, it's not a motion value multiplier, I'm pretty sure. It's just a 1.2 question mark times damage. Regarding the localization, interesting how they switched the original sin to the first sin. RTSR does work on bows? Well, now I don't know what to believe. Oh my god. This is... I like this weapon. This might usurp the key to the embedded as my favorite weapon. Oops. Okay, I have nothing to do over there. I guess I'm closing that. Hello, Ria, welcome. Watch no hits and they all use RTSR with bows. Don't the majority of no-hit runners not use bows just because it's more interesting or whatever? I assumed you were wogging about their damage. Still needs R2 with Helix Halberd for the funny number. That'll be, I don't know, probably next stream. I don't remember what else is on the poll, but I don't see anything else beating that out, to be honest. Because I had never even heard of the Helix Halberd. God damn it. I was really hoping that would stagger. Ugh. This is annoying. I don't want to fight both of these guys at the same time. Ouch. Okay, good. They seem to have thrusting resistance. Which, not relatable. Okay. Still watching ads and they said Vogue. Where are you going? Felix Halberd's biggest supporter in chat. Was it you who brought it up the first time? Or was it Vin? It is pretty well hidden, I agree. Ah, I forgot how far that goes. Oh my goodness, I suck at fighting these guys. Oh. Oh, everything's fine. That attack. It's always that one. Does this one have a running R? Does Dark Souls 2 have running R2s? No, okay. Here's your first ones of the stream. You know, I've never seen the Sword and Shield ones block, actually. Hello. Okay. This guy shouldn't come very far. We'll be able to fight this guy without worrying about it. But yeah. Halberd category in general is your favorite part of, or is your favorite class in Dark Souls 2? They're my favorite in Dark Souls. Thrusting swords are probably my favorite in both games, actually. I'm boring. I don't know, I do like halberds in both games, but the sweet spots always throw me off. Dark Souls 2 backstabs are pretty peak. I always forget about that follow-up. Fire Longsword is a two-handed... Oh, about the Fire Longsword. It can stun lock 8 knights. Interesting. They do call me the Yipper, it's true. Come here, please. Oh my goodness. No follow-up, come on. I just want you to do the slam so I can backstab you safer. That works too. Never mind, it doesn't. Oh my goodness. Okay. Color of the first of many, yeps, true. Twisting fans. Unfortunately, not a fan of curved swords in this game. At least from the very few that I've tried. Oh my god. Eventually. Okay, here we go. Normally I don't have much of a problem with Hate Knights, but with this one specifically, not sure what it is. I might have to go back and rest at the bonfire after I take out the Drake so that I can for my durability, because otherwise it'll probably break. I don't understand why people hate the hilt so much. I've been... I know that I've been contrarian unintentionally for a while, but recently I've been really feeling it, apparently. Like, recently got into Devil May Cry, and 2 happens to be my favorite of any of the games. I also really enjoyed the Devil May Cry Netflix anime. I don't know. Here we go. I've always found the spear one the easiest, to be honest. I think it's just because that swing jump is super easy to backstab. Do indeed. I really, really like the combat in 2. I also love Dante in 2. He's by far the hottest in 2. And like, God, here's your crown will forever be my favorite line in the series. Just watched season 2 the other day. I finished it this morning, actually. I really love what they did with Arius and Virgil to a lesser extent, but I did like Virgil a lot more than how they took him in 5. In regards to the Devil May Cry 2, I know most people don't like it because, or rather the vast majority of people I've seen say they dislike it end up, like when I watch them play, they'll just stand there and spam square. Like, obviously you're not going to have fun if you stand there and spam square. You're going to be going through the game much slower and dealing with enemies for a lot longer than you should be. More screen time to be a character, I feel like. I mean, he had that in Devil May Cry 3. I don't know, his character's kind of boring in 5. I wanted to like the DMC anime, but it felt awkward. I would agree for season 1. It is a bit awkward. It gets a lot better in season 2. Buff Asmongold? Who? Also gay for a lady. Understandable. Unfortunately, I think Netflix DMC is my favorite characterization of lady. 3 is good. 4 and 5 are not. The original, the 07 anime, I think that lady is also pretty good, but Netflix DMC lady is probably my favorite. Yeah, I also really like that. Like how the level changes completely. Yo, 0 switches. This is tragic. He has no real screen time in 5? Yeah, that's true. I guess I'm more thinking 4. I also just don't like her design in 4 and 5, though. She looks kind of objectified. Like, not to say she wasn't at all in 3, but... I don't know. Oh my goodness. The linger. She felt a lot less explicitly sexual in a really boring way in the Netflix anime. Just in 5 they show up naked, yeah. True. Even in 4 she felt very... She's just here to be hot. I guess that's true of Trish in all the games though. Other than 1. She's not in 2 or 3 though, I guess. Well, she's kind of in 2. You can play as her after you beat, I think, hard mode? As both characters. Want it to be a Sparta prequel? I want another one like 1, you know? I like the puzzly nature of 1 a lot more. The puzzly and exploration stuff going on. 3 kind of tried to do that, but I don't think it did it in a very interesting way, personally. Okay, with that, I guess I can keep going down this way. Yeah, because I want to get the bracing knuckle ring. Ready to start chewing concrete. I think, for me, when I saw that scene, it was very... I should level up. It was very satisfying to see that they didn't over-sexualize a workout scene. That was genuinely really nice. Which one's always challenging?
Is that a shock? To see love, however.
For me, Pontiff. I don't like Pontiff, though. I think the reason I still find Pontiff challenging is because I just don't like him enough to learn the fight. So that might be unfair. That's where I stopped my full level 1 playthrough, just because I wasn't having fun. In open world, and you have to solve DMC1 style puzzles. I cannot tell you how awesome that would be. Not the open world part as much, but I think that would still be kind of cool. I think if you had the right team on it, that could be interesting. Watch they let her be muscular, yeah. It's nice to see a female character. I'm sorry, that was gross. It's nice to see a girl character who's hot and also muscular, but who also doesn't exist exclusively to be hot. I don't have a branch? When did I use a branch? Did I not pick up the one behind the pursuer? Oh, I used it to get in the... No, I didn't. When did I... What? I guess I just didn't pick it up. Uncle Eric's at Capcom. Huh. No more open world on the RE engine. I don't know. I think making them a little more concrete by calling them Varangians is kind of cool. Get the rapier? You don't need a branch. Because I didn't buy the one from Melincha. I know I forgot to do that. Did I... Okay, this is closed, so I guess that means I didn't get the thing. It's nice to see a girl, that's true. Women. Pardon me. Ooh. I'm gonna die to this guy. Seeing women is always a wonderful experience. Not really sure open world would fit the style of Deem's game. I feel like Stone Ring is not feeling like it. I'm gonna be honest, that felt like nothing. I feel like if the open world is more of a stage to do combat and there were more focused like dungeons, quote unquote, I think it could work, but bonk. I'm pretty sure all of us have some sort of hyperfixation or special interest flag up. You have nothing to apologize for. I find it interesting. Okay. Being able to one-shot them is very nice. Normally I can't do that when I get here. I'm excited to see what the scaling is actually like once I get to a good... Well, I guess I'm already at a pretty good dexterity level. Okay, well. Oh, your first keyboard yesterday. I got into keyboards for a little bit, only to find one that would work well for me. The one that I have right now is a Ducky 1 RGB with cherry blacks, I think. Really heavy keys. And for how I type, it works really well for me. I know a lot of people don't like heavier keys, but for me, they just kind of work better. I end up not typoing as often, which admittedly is a skill issue on my part, but heavy keys feel better for me. Also feels better when I'm playing a game to have a little bit more feedback when I'm pressing keys. They're linear though, because I don't like the clicks on like blues or reds or whatever. I had a keyboard with blues, which are really light and very, very clicky, and I did not like it. Your keyboard is shit ass. I like my laptop's a membrane keyboard better than the blues. Your hands suck. Understandable and relatable. Heavy keys probably aren't good for my health, but like they're good for my typing. So, you know, what more do you really need? I should probably jump down. Ooh, that was a lot of damage. Ouch. Wait, no, please. Oh. I have felt your W key, and yes, it is awful. It's too loud and distracting, yeah. I should use an effigy. That's probably not a bad idea. You know, the shortcut here is one of my favorite shortcuts in the series, but it's so difficult to use that a lot of the time it doesn't feel like a shortcut. Forlorn, no! Why? Go away! Pardon me. I don't know, when I first started getting into keyboards, my brain was like, ah yes, mechanical means clicky, therefore clicky, good. But kind of used it for a while, and I liked it at first, but the more I used it, the more annoying it became. I was gonna stop in front of the fog wall, because enemies don't approach the fog wall, but I'm sure that doesn't apply to Forlorn. Let's see, I should have time. Forlorn arrived to hear the yips. I would be much happier to provide if Forlorn wasn't annoying. If she didn't invade in the worst possible spot in every single run, you know? Go. There's some yellows from Gitaron. Come on. Eventually. There it is. Ouch. Okay, I need to heal and then jump down. That was greedy. Oh, come on. Ugh. I'm surprised I dodged that. That's usually weirdly difficult to dodge. Okay. It's not terrible. It's not good for how long it takes, but it's not terrible, for sure. Ugh. Yeah, I think Ruin Sentinels is my favorite non-duo gank boss. I don't know, a lot of the gank bosses in Dark Souls 2 are very overhated in my opinion. Like, there aren't many bad ones to me. Godskin Noble Stam. If only I was that annoying. The enemies, I guess, specifically. Dark Souls 2 is overhated in general, I agree. This is very true. I should go buy the branch from Militia, actually. Just the Grave Robbers, yeah, I agree. Ludenzalen? Ludenzalen is my favorite boss in Dark Souls 2. Like I said, I happen to be a bit of a contrarian unintentionally. It just happens. Thank you, Militia. I don't know. The oh my goodness. The frigid outskirts kind of suck, but it's not bad enough to like detract from my enjoyment of the boss. And then I don't know. I just really like the fight. I think it's really interesting how once you get to half health, or once you get led down to half health, it's like, okay, I'm getting there. And then you start like panicking. And you need to like rush down lead once Zalin jumps down. And then once Zalin gets down to half health, he starts buffing. It's like, oh my god, not again. So it really just, I don't know. It likes to make the player panic in a way that a lot of bosses don't. I think the closest the game gets otherwise is Stott, where he gets insane resistances in the second phase, and even then, I think Ludenzalen do it a lot better. And I feel like Ludenzalen are probably kind of an evolution on that idea, right? And I think it does it a lot more interesting. Yeah, I agree. All three big cats are also just really good bosses. I love Ava. I think the reason that I like, or that I started liking Ludenzalen so much is that when I fought Ava the first time, I didn't really, like, give the game the time of day to, like, really get into it and start to enjoy it. But then as soon as I did, once I, like, really dug into Ava and, like, did my best to enjoy the fight for what it was worth, I noticed a lot of similarities to Calamite, who happens to be my second favorite Dark Souls 1 boss, which made me enjoy the fight a lot more. Okay. That's the bracing knuckle ring, question mark. Lid has fallen. I'm sure that means something, probably. Where's the spawn trigger for this pursuer? Over here. Did I walk past it? I did. There's a second. Yeah. Pretty well hidden. Nothing as cool as the Great Hollow, but still pretty cool to have an illusory wall behind an illusory wall. Okay. Oop. Oop. Managed to not die. I swear, you learn something new every single playthrough with all of these games. I did for all, 100 plus of my playthroughs of Dark Souls 1. And so far... Oh, wait, you're right. I didn't pick up the ring. I went on autopilot. My bad. I should put this on, though. Thank you, Naru, for yelling at me. I appreciate that. So far, I've been learning stuff about Dark Souls 2. Every run, but I don't know. I've also played Dark Souls 2 a lot more than I did when I started, or than I had Dark Souls 1 when I started streaming Dark Souls 1, so. I'm gonna replace the stone ring because the stone ring is kind of not noticeable to me so far. Alright. Now we can see if the R2 obliterates my durability. I need like a be right back screen. I just realized that I've been streaming for like over 2 years and don't have a be right back stream or screen. The bracing knuckle ring makes your durability last slower. So you lose less It's either you use less durability per hit, or it makes it less likely that you'll lose a durability point. I don't remember which one. Wow. Okay, give me 1 second. It should take like genuinely 30 seconds if I don't be silly. Um, this, don't worry about. Hold on. Let me make sure everything is the correct size. You'll see what I'm doing in just a second. Be right back, :3. There we go. The :3 in this font doesn't look super great, but that's okay, because it's funnier. Okay. Anyway, with that out of the way, I need to use the restroom. Hold on. Hold on. Messing with OBS right now because I don't remember how to do this. Ah, okay. I will be right back. Wait. I am back. Slide back on screen real quick. Gotta put my brace back on. I had hot girl problems there for a second, but everything is okay now. If you don't know what that means, that's okay. You don't need to know. Let me hide that. Okay. That is not true, Krista. That is not what happened. Actually. um... What is a flat pack? I don't think I've heard of that either.
Is that a here to see light? However,
Flat pack is what you get from IKEA. You'll probably get health, but that's too easy. The Krista secrets. Some Linux nerdy shit. Probably true. Okay, I'm gonna go through the shaded woods so I can start getting chunks. Manager for Linux. I feel like I should know that. I've used Linux. I was gonna say more, but that's where that ends. I've used Linux. I should know. Okay. You have the screenshot. We don't talk about the screenshot. That was a different time. Okay. I was immature. And this right here is my reason, to be fair. The screenshot is a Reddit comment that I made. God, like, what, 6 years ago? I don't remember how long. It was a while ago. And it was, why don't you use Linux? Or not a comment, like a post. And the comment was literally just, why don't you use Linux? Because I was under the... I just started using Linux and everything is better now. But now that I have stopped using Linux, it's mostly just because streaming and also some audio drivers and stuff. It was very pretentious, I agree. Me too, Naria. That exactly is my reasoning. Also. I'm sure I could get the audio drivers to work, but I also just like, don't care that much. Not anymore, anyway. Okay. I should buy the cat ring after Noshka. What is the scaling like right now? How much more damage am I getting from scaling? Does it not just say 128 to 270? That's pretty good. That's pretty good scaling, actually. Especially for Dark Souls 2. Like, double the AR. And that's not even at max. Double? Over double, in fact. Wow. Want more salmon nigiri? That sounds good. As much as I would prefer rolls. Dang, I haven't had sushi. Actually, since last time I visited area. Highest dexterity scaling in the game. There was another one that I was looking at recently that was like one of the best scaling weapons in the game, but I don't remember what it was. Sushi nigiri that stops by this stream. Oh, a cart that stops by this stream. I agree. I want to get the chlorine ring. Are hand rolls different in composition to non-hand rolls? Or is it just like I assume it's just how it's put together, right? And not the actual ingredients or whatever. Okay, having stamina restoration will be nice. Some streets by the stream. Just size and shape. That makes sense. there anything that I need to get here? The chunk? I don't think anything else otherwise. I have a branch. I could get the armor set. I think I have a branch. Go away. Text. I don't have the branch. What did I use the... Oh yeah, to get in here. The tiny octopodes. Octopodes. God, the one thing... I started playing Subnautica 2 because I'm in a Steam family with Ria. And she bought it day one. So I started playing it. And the one thing that really irks me about that game is that in one of the voice logs, they pronounce octopodes as octopodes. And... I have a strong itch to play Subnautica. I hope you enjoy. I've been really enjoying it. I made it to past the first like actual Leviathan encounter, and it's very fun. Thank you for being here while you could. Hope you enjoy your Subnautica playing. There's currently a cat laying on your desk. Never mind. The cat message has been deleted. Same person who didn't know the difference between virus and bacteria. It didn't seem intentional at the time. Though, to be fair, I wasn't paying that much attention to the characterization of the person who said it. So, I'm not actually sure. Green was being weird. Understandable. No worries. We all have weird brains here. There's still a cat lying on your desk. Forlorn! Again! Don't roll into the chest. Thank you. I've had that guy roll directly into this chest and break it immediately, and it was so cool. Pardon me. Swag R2 quite a bit. I like it a lot. It's really fun. It's shockingly good for how not good I expected it to be. I'm hoping for the double tail stab soon into this fight so that I can use it more. Berlin is slow. Why is her sword so big? Because she's awesome? What do you mean? Feels like a pretty obvious answer. Ah! I didn't expect that to hurt me. Owie. What is she doing? I wanted her to attack so I could heal, and she was just... Yippee. Bonk. That cut off the tail immediately? Oh my goodness. He's stuck. I have to take advantage of this. Never mind. Oops, I missed. 675? I assume that was only on that final hit, too. I assume she's weak to thrusting? Pierce? I don't remember what it's called in this game. Oops. That was risky, and also on accident, but it's okay. Ooh. Or lack of head game. Damn. She's a sword and sometimes scythe lesbian. True, I agree. Unavoidable. It is unavoidable, which is unfortunate, because it's really not that funny. Okay, let's see. There's the crystal lizard that you jump to. There's one on the ledge before dropping down where the desert basilisk is. There's one in that room, and there's 3 in... Okay, so I didn't actually need to grab the chunk from here. It's very brain rot and stupid. It is infectious, unfortunately. It is a very, very autism joke for a lot of people, I've noticed. Very stimmy, I think, is the term I'm looking for. 6-7 disease. A mimetic hazard, true. It's a cognito hazard. As soon as you know, it's unavoidable. Bonk. Incredible attack. Regardless of how good or bad it actually is, it's so much fun. Ow. Bad. SCP-67. If there's not a JSCP with that, I will be shocked. Maybe Little Pig today? Maybe we get Tiny Pig? We get 2 opportunities per stream, so it's bound to happen eventually, right? And the 1 in 1,000 chance or whatever. No Tiny Pig today. I need to be drinking more water. I have not drank nearly enough water this stream. I'm working on it. I've been drinking water. I just have ADHD. Think in my order. All right. You know, you can tell I'm taking a drink of water if my model looks like that, by the way. No. Australian, no. Dang. It's very rare that I see that one not die to that boulder. That's kind of... I'm kind of shocked that neither of us died to that, actually. Okay, so 100%. 100% I'm gonna die if I try to use the R2 on this group. However... that went shockingly well, actually. Alright. Never mind. She's good at the video game. And by good at the video game, I mean extremely lucky. That is one of the very few times that I've gotten through that group without taking damage. Oh my goodness. This might be the best weapon in the game. I hate to say it, but it might be true. Oh, never mind. This weapon sucks. Always better to be lucky than good. It's true. That's why I'm so good at Risk Rain too. I mean, I don't expect the attack to be good, you know? Because, like, it's funny, slow attack, not big damage attack. But apparently, I was wrong about that. Rapier. There's a Pickle Rick joke there, and I don't want to make it. Rapier. True. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to backstab, but that works. Cool. There we go. Oh my goodness. Dark Souls 2 lock-on moment. I think if I had landed that, I would have killed. Ouch. Now watch me die to Prowling Macus and Congregation. Specifically, Congregation. I'm pretty sure there's a difference between being lazy and not wanting to do something. Laziness is made up by capitalism. Like, unironically. Oh my god, you're so right. I do need to get the engraved gauntlets. Okay, let's go. Let's go kill Pate. So, like, if NPCs aggro based on the number of hits that you deal, or that you do, instead of the amount of damage you do, I assume 1 R2 will aggro most NPCs, right? Or is there a special exception? Oops. He did not care. He can scrimmage. He scrimmaged. Isn't there a card game called Scrimmage? I love the the idea of just repeatedly stabbing someone and being like, oh shit, sorry, my finger slipped. Sorry about that. And them just like not reacting. Cribbage? Is it called cribbage? I don't know. I don't play card games. Okay, go here. You're only a drain on your family because capitalism. Is cribbage the one with the board and the pegs? Or am I thinking of something else? Once again, I don't play board games, but I remember my grandma having one of those boards. And I used to like playing with it, even though I had no idea what the game was. That's cribbage? Cool. Arboretum is pretty cool. I like Arboretum. It's definitely a grandma game. My grandma, my other grandma, my grandma on my dad's side is the one with the cribbage board. My grandma on my mom's side loves Pinochle. Like plays Pinochle hours a day. Kind of loves Pinochle. I don't know if she does anymore, but she definitely used to play Pinochle all the time. She had this, or she played it on a website. She played it online constantly. Hot one. Sure. Yeah, Krista. Pinochle? I don't think that's how you spell it, but yeah. Well, we might. Oh my goodness. We might be talking about different games, though. Okay, unfortunately, I think this is an enemy that I'm not going to be able to use the R2 on. So. Oh my goodness. Real damage? How to spell Pinochle? I think it's Pinochle. I don't know, I probably missed a few letters in there, but I'm pretty sure. Why is she greening on me? We get up to things in our free time. I mean, that's what she does in Night Rain too, so. You know, when you get poisoned by Noster, you get the larva, right? Regardless of whether or not you get grabbed. So does that mean that the poison is actually not normal poison? Being very careful what I say on the YouTube live stream so I don't get banned. Where is he? There you are. Oh my god. Is it? I thought it was moth, not butterfly. It can be both, I suppose. So you're allowed to say that because that goes to live chat, but unfortunately everything I say immediately goes to top chat, so I do need to be a little bit careful. It does have a parry. Unfortunately, I am awful at parrying in this game. Never mind! Hell yeah. I am incredible at this game. The best to ever do it. Oh. I messed up the second one. I actually suck at this game. Oof. I will give one attempt at parrying the invader. And then I'm just gonna R2. Oh, that doesn't count. Go cool off. Oh, that was early. Hold on. Damn it. That was late. Actually, early, I mean. Words are hard. Okay. One more. That was insanely early. I'm gonna die! Dying to an NPC invader in Dark Souls 2 is maybe the most tragic way to go. Pardon me? Oh yeah, it's just as annoying for them as it is for me in the chasm of the abyss. Oh my goodness. I don't know how to count. It's true. Did I not give it one try? I thought I only gave it one. Oh my goodness. The engraved gauntlets are 5% chance for a crit. Crit? Is it called a crit? Flying to Dennis in Forest. Yeah, that guy is a prick, I agree. Wait, no, I don't want to kill him. I forgot. I went on autopilot. Sorry. My apologies, sir. Oh. Okay. Into the shaded woods. I don't actually close my eyes when I take a drink of water, but... Which, I don't think the webcam should lose track of my eyes. I don't know why it thinks I'm closing my eyes when I take a drink of water. Oh, because I'm looking up, actually. Never mind, that makes sense. I would never do that on purpose to a guy. You know that. I say hey coping. Damn it, I did call Dante hot earlier. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Talk to him enough. I know. Look. Make your own VTuber model, or is it made for you? It was made for me by Nikki. There's a link to her Blue Sky in the description. She makes a lot of really cool art, and you should absolutely go check her out if you haven't seen her art before. She also did the drawings for the Lucerne stream video and the Titanite Catch Pole stream video. Like the edited streams, I mean. Ow. Ow. I'm gonna heal just in case this guy comes down too quick for me to use a bone. Okay. And then here. He draws for me, because we're friends, which is shocking to me. not that we are friends, but that she likes me enough as a friend to draw things for me. Makes me really happy. DMC2 Dante versus Ruby Style Chat. I don't know if I'm the only person who thinks DMC2 Dante is the hottest. I might be. Oh. Okay, well, that's annoying. Gotta figure out how to kill this thing. No, I don't, actually. I can get enough chunks without that one. Fox doing the YouTuber shocked face and a big red circle. I will let her know. Okay. Anyway. That takes shockingly little stamina for what the internet said. There you go. A character sheet for my model. Not a character sheet, but I mean, there are a few different drawings, that I can send to the Discord all together. If someone reminds me after the stream, I might have to, I might have to be reminded, because I am a little silly. In other words, I have ADHD. Chunk. We need 3 more? Question mark? 4 more. Okay. There's the one over here. I should get rid of the basilisk first. Among other enemies. Forlorn! God damn it. Ow. Okay, well, you know what? At least I didn't die to Forlorn. That's what really matters. I will remember to grab the engraved gauntlets. Thank you for the reminder. The primo way to kill any animal crystal lizards. I don't deal enough damage in a single hit to kill them, though. 5, Lauren. True. Yeah, there's this model. There is the model that I made with one of her drawings. It's what I did. Okay. For the last few Dark Souls 1 streams, and I believe the first couple Dark Souls 2 streams, if I remember correctly, I had a model that I made by taking the drawing that she did for the Lucerne. That's what it is. The Lucerne stream. And like editing it. And then there's also the original drawing. Okay, the R2 kind of sucks for these guys, unfortunately. And then the Titanite catch pole one also. And that's kind of it. If I had the skill, I would absolutely make a character sheet. Forlorn wants you so bad. Makes her stupid. I've had that reaction to other women, so I get it. Excuse me. I've gotten, aside from Nikki, I've gotten one other piece of fan art, and like both of those times, it's like, oh my god, I feel so special. Artists are like the coolest people. And that's not just drawing. All artists are awesome. I'm gonna do that. Okay, there's all the chunks that I need. You guys are loud. God damn. Okay, now I go fight the Lost Sinner. I'm gonna, actually, before I forget, I am going to, oh my god, I forgot. I don't have the stats for it? Wait, what's the strength requirement on these? Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy the cat ring before I forget, again. And then I'll go fight the Sinner. A character F? I do not, unfortunately. I mean, other than the drawings that I have, so no, not really. No, the engraved gauntlets are just from there. One of the easiest character quests, just because you can kill, you can kill Pate and not worry about it. Okay, with the 12 strength for the funny gauntlets. Where's another Homered, or not Homered one? After Center, okay. I wanted a fragrant branch so that I could get the cute clothes.
Here to see, however.
I kind of want the cat pants, but I also kind of don't. Mostly because I don't want to go through the effort of getting them. Okay. Ricard's does not have strength scaling, right? No. What is the damage? Or what's the scaling? 128 to 274. Get the branch from the jump in the forest. Yeah, but I'm bad at that jump. I don't think I've ever done it, actually. Admittedly, I've never tried, but... Okay. Now what's the scaling? 160 plus 175. That's pretty good. Are shield builds in Dark Souls 2 any good? Yes. Very. I would argue that shields are the best in this game. Sinner. Yes, that's what I want to do next. He is Pete from Shaun of the Dead. Interesting. Yeah. But I'm fine. I want Chloranthy over bring up blades, I guess. And then I'll replace this. Oh my goodness. I'll replace that with Flynn's ring once I get it. But yeah, please don't wither away. That's bad for you. I went too far. I forgot. I'm dead. I'm too good at the video game. I'll never die. Alright. I did grab the Bastiki, I'm pretty sure. Okay. This game is so easy. That went shockingly well for how could it have gone? Astal key, true. That counter damage is pretty good. Oh my goodness. Engraved Gauntlet counter damage. That's what we like to see. Oh yeah. Dark Souls is famously easy, this is true. Yeah, true, Naru, I agree. I only grabbed the Bastiki to go through there. Like, pulling the lever isn't difficult, but I kind of just put it in my muscle memory to grab the Bastiki. A sinner who's weak to thrust. She's just like me for real. Okay, Rotten next. So I can get Flynn's ring. I'm gonna pop my boss souls as well, and also hopefully remember to use Estus upgrades real quick. Rotten where I got him, true. Good job, yeah. I agree. Aside from Margit, I find Margit fairly easy. Or I found Margit fairly easy in my first playthrough, especially compared to a lot of other bosses. But like, Roderick was also fairly easy. I don't know. You're getting to the hard part now. You love that bit. Sending is pretty cool. Pretty based. I kind of want to get more strength so I can power stance. Just so I can... Okay, what's the lowest strength requirement Rapier? Or actually weapon that I can power stance with Rapier. I don't know if you specifically need a power stance with a thrusting sword, actually. Hold on. Guards, hold on. Yeah, Godric, Radon, and Rolana. Ronala are all fairly easy compared to, in my opinion, compared to like the bosses in Lanedale and beyond. Dagger takes 3 strength. So true, Naru. Me too. I guess I can go grab the dagger from things betwixt and see. I probably won't power stance, even if it does make the R2 take less stamina, just because it doesn't really matter, and 2-handing will give me more damage anyway, but I am really curious to see if it does work. Is the Mailbreaker, like, particularly low strength requirement? Let me reword that. Is there a dagger... Not dagger. Is there a thrusting sword, specifically, that takes 8 or less strength to wield. Other than Ricard's. I guess if I had another Ricard's, I could power stance. Does the regular Rapier have the same strength requirement? I have no idea. I do want to see if it works with non thrusting sword thing weapons, though. Dagger. A bunch of them? Okay. The Falling Star Beast? Yeah, the Falling Star Beast is pretty rough. Normal Rapier is only 5 strength. Cool. Chaos Rapier is 9. I'm excited to use the Chaos Rapier too, because it's like right next to where you get Ricard's Rapier. And I'm excited to see how different it is, if at all. In faith requirements. Okay. Only one, please. Okay, so according to a fixture post I saw, this will take a decent chunk of stamina, so just over half, if I put a thrusting sword here and power stance, and then do this. That is the exact same amount of stamina. Extra lied. Who would have thought? Yeah, exactly the same. Okay, cool. Good to know. I was curious. Curiosity sated. How good is 4 rapiers in Dark Souls 2? Very. I wasn't power stancing with the dagger? Oh, right, because it doesn't stop you from power stancing when you, forgot. Okay, yeah, still exactly the same. Shocker. I forgot that when you switch weapons, it doesn't affect whether or not you're two-handing. There was something I wanted to use the branch for, wasn't there? What was it? The clothes, the sexy clothes. Extra comments lying inconceivable. I think they were comparing it to Dark Souls 1 Ricard's Rapier and how much stamina that takes, because that does take an absurd amount of stamina. Right. Hip. Yeah, I know weight. Oh my god. Weight of weapons tends to be very poorly communicated in media in general. Environmental storytelling, true. Okay, let's see if I can land a jump attack. Yippee! Kinda. Actually, I will need the Dark Knight Stone later, probably. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, I almost messed that one up. True, yeah, I agree. I hope you get something nice for lunch. Thank you for being here while you could, Gully. Oh, you know what? I haven't mentioned it this stream. If you're enjoying, I would really appreciate a like. I only mention it because I also forget to like streams. But it does a lot for the algorithm. It supports me a lot more than you would think it would. If you would like to support me more directly, there's always super chats and YouTube memberships. If you don't want to give money to YouTube, there is a coffee link in the description. Anyway. Dark Souls. Oh my goodness. I'm kind of surprised I didn't deal any damage, actually. I always forget how little fall damage you take while going down here. Yeah, but swinging around a giant slab of iron is cool. Let's see if I can remember where the thing is. It's right here, isn't it? Oh, this is scary. I should have grabbed the torch. Hold on. Is there a drop here? No. The gutter. I want to start getting the Estus Flask Shard here because it's easy to grab. I just need to remember how to get it. Oh wait, no, it's past here. It's across this bridge before, and then you drop. Or no, that's across this bridge and before you turn around, it's right here. Yeah, that's better. Ouch. Yeah, okay. I need to drop down here. And go over here. Over here? Somewhere? Isn't there like a ladder here or something? That may be silly. Past the pots. Don't like all the juice running down the walls. Yeah, me either. Ah, down here. Okay, right. Thank you. Pots have the Dark Souls 1 Pyro set. Good to know. Okay, that's the Aura set. Ugh, the big dog is gross. Does that mean that I don't have to fight it? Or, I mean, be careful to run past it? Rather. I didn't go down the zip line after the stream. I should do that now. And see where it goes and see if I can't figure out how to navigate my way through here. The gutter is one of the very few levels in this game that I haven't, like, properly explored very well. Okay, let's see, where am I? Is this where the... Yeah, there's the Twinkling Sight Night. That's how you get here. Okay, cool, good to know. I'm still not sure where I'm at, though. Oh, it takes you back here. Okay. Wall is probably garbage juice. It is. Canonically, it's Heineken. All of the juice is Heineken. The people down here weren't tossed away because they were... Oh my goodness. Because they were, like, undead or refuse society or whatever. It's just because they were all drunkards. That's the real lore. That's what they don't tell you in Dark Souls school. In Drang Lake history class. That might be one of the stupidest jokes I've ever made. It's definitely up there. Highest scent radius in the entire series. Define scent radius. Did I confuse myself? Where am I? What? This way, this one. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's like... And in Dark Souls 1, the smell distance is relative to the thing smelling, not the thing being smelled. Oh, this is bad. So, in Dark Souls 3, is it relative to the thing being smelled rather than the smeller? I don't know. I feel like saying enemies can smell you is kind of a misnomer when it's just a way for enemies that don't necessarily need to see you for them to detect you, right? But to be fair, calling it smell is better clickbait. Better for engagement. And I guess it is also like what it's called in the code. But still feels kind of like a misnomer to me, I think. Misremembered the statistic. Pardon me. Let's see if I can successfully avoid getting poisoned. Oh my goodness. I did it. I'm so good at this game. Okay, please stay back. Ugh. I know he won't attack me here, but it's always so unsettling for him to come up that close. The average smell distance on enemies is the highest in Dark Souls 3. I agree. The Dark Souls 3 player character is the stinkiest of the series. That makes complete sense. Greed wasn't worth. Everything's fine. Greed was very worth. Dark Souls 3 player character is just like me, for real. Live Shalquar reaction. Here we go. The engraved gauntlets do have runes on them. That's what they're engraved with. Okay. Replace this with... I don't know, I want souls. Souls are good. Symphony of the Night gauntlets. I know you're talking about Spirit of the North. Shadow of the Nerd Tree gauntlets. That is where they get the name, it's true. People in my Discord server were playing Symphony of the Night. A few people were playing Symphony... Hey, crit! Were playing Symphony of the Night around when Shadow of the Nerd Tree came out, and whenever I saw SOTN, my immediate thought was Shadow of the Nerd Tree. And that has never left my brain. So rotten. Hey. This is pretty good damage. I mean, it's a thrusting sword in Dark Souls 2, obviously it's good damage, but... compared to the weapons I've been using, that was very greedy. I'm surprised I got away with that. I go level up and then kill the giants. I should level up. What should I level up? I don't know. Come to think of it, there's not much else that I need to level. Not particularly resistant to fire, yeah. Which is funny, because there's fire in the arena. But it's also like a mass of bodies, so that kind of makes sense. Okay. Level up. More health and endurance. After I get to... I don't know, I don't need endurance that much, but I do want to get to 20 endurance at some point. I also need to buy stuff from Malin at some point. Or Urton? Or like the bottom, true. Because he got thrusted. Get it? The bottom? Planned on purpose. I'm so good at this game. Yeah, the one up on the shoulder. Which is why I use he, they pronouns for the rotten. They're plural, but he's also being controlled. Or controlling, rather. Controlling? The host is a he. And the rest don't have individual identities. They're just the system, so they're they. Are these guys particularly resistant to thrusting? To piercing? Whatever it is in this game. Ow! Oh my god, I knew I was gonna get hit by that. God damn it. I should figure out if it's called pierce or thrust in this game. I should also probably be a little bit more careful when fighting them, but I don't like fighting them. So I get greedy because I want the fight to be over. It's thrust, okay. In this game, specifically, it is thrust. It might also be thrust in Dark Souls 1, I don't remember. Because I know it's thrust in some of them and pierce in some of them. This time, surely. It's thrust in most of them. I hate that it's the trailing weapon on that one. That specific attack is the one that always catches me off guard. Because it's the trailing weapon that does the damage, not the leading weapon. There are woods being whacked outside. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to attack you. It was your compatriot's fault. Oh my goodness. Normally one of them is a lot less aggressive, but they're kind of both being really aggressive right now. Ow. Excuse me. Excuse me, please. Oh my goodness. I thought that was a different cave. I thought I'd be safe once I got in, but it was the entrance rather than one of the side caves that I thought it was. And normally, what happens is you start attacking one and the other just kind of hangs back, and that's just not happening this time, and I'm not really sure why. I'm sure that it's not intentionally programmed for one of them to be passive and one of them to be aggressive. That's just kind of what ends up usually happening, because one of them is further away, so it doesn't attack very often. Ah, yes. Of course. I should have gotten hit there. That was correct. Power stancing is really cool. I don't like how they did it in Elden Ring. It's very disappointing. Going from Dark Souls 2 to Elden Ring power stancing. Ah, yes. Great sword and hammer is cool because multiple damage types and different movesets and stuff. And then you go to Elden Ring and it's only the same weapon class except for like the Wakizashi, which is useless to power stance with because the moveset is worse. And there's no reason to use the Wakizashi because it's just worse than every katana. It's like only being able to pair straight swords with the with like the dagger. Like sure, but I guess I could pair it with another straight sword and just have more damage, right? It is cool, admittedly, but Dark Souls 2 gives you so many more options, and most of them are cooler. Can't be dual wielded with other daggers? That's really funny, actually. I didn't know that. I thought it could be dual wielded with any dagger or katana. Okay. There we go. Easy. I can't use a bone. I forgot. Okay, let me not go flying off a cliff. Oh yeah, what's it called? The Valor Harp in Dark Souls 3. That's a really fun weapon. It's not very good, but it's fun to use. What is Pirate Souls? That's a good question. On Guard is really fun, by the way. If you haven't played On Guard, I highly recommend it. It's not super Soulsy, but like, it's very ARPG. And it's very fun. That's one of my favorite, like, ARPG good combat games. What are you doing? Why can you roll out of that? I can't do that when enemies are doing that to me. That's not fair. Ow. Gotta be a little bit careful. I should only use R1s. Oh. There we go. On Guard is also gay. Is it? I don't remember. It's been a while since I played it. I just remember it being really fun. Coming Summer Games Fest. A new FromSoft game will be announced. Huh. Interesting. I'm not super into, like, following From games, but that is cool to know. Oh, right. Okay, I want a DLC now. There's lesbians? That's awesome. I forgot about that. Makes the game even better. Okay, cat ring. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about the Wakizashi not being able to, or not being dual wieldable as Duchess and Night Rain. The one-handed moveset is a lot better. Three in a row? What did we 3 in a row about? Hello, Connor. Welcome. There's no Elden Ring announcement trailer. The narrator just saying Elden Ring release sent early. I do not remember that at all. Yeah, the fact that Miyazaki said that Elden Ring is the closest to his ideal game that he's ever gotten is crazy to me. With how vastly different Elden Ring is from Dark Souls 1 and 2 and Demon Souls. Especially because I always thought that Dark Souls 3 was the way it was because people liked Bloodborne. And so they injected the Bloodborne speed into Dark Souls. Oh, yep, right. That's what I did 3 in a row of. Escape trick noise. The Tony Hawk Pro Skater noise. Does Skate have a trick noise? I don't think it does. Hello, S. Welcome. You're not, actually. There are others who are worse. Not that you're bad. Sorry, that came off wrong. I'm sorry. Trust me, you are not on the list of hateable girls. I am very sorry for insinuating that. Yeah, like, I don't know. Got a lot of government ladies who are awful. There's like a lot of isn't I don't remember their name. I know there are a couple political people. Not like or like Libs of TikTok, I think, is run by a girl. It might be Libs of TikTok, I don't remember. Which is wild. If I'm thinking of the right thing, then it's wild that something that crazy is run by a woman. Or, you know, any minority in general. Libs of TikTok is an awful woman. Okay. I also love Shulva. Shulva is great. Shulva is... It used to be my favorite DLC. I think at this point it's my second favorite behind Delium Lice. Did I grab arrows? I did. I remembered. I'm smart at least a little bit. Okay. Don't get shot in the back. Shulva City Minecraft build. I'd be surprised if no one's made that. A funny whip tree, that's the best part. But I walked into that one. Oh my goodness. I didn't get hit by that. That's kind of surprising. Is it better than default Rapier? It's cooler. Oh, yes. So far, I'm liking it more. I think the R2 is really fun. Come on. Oh my goodness. Yep. And a crit. Hell yeah. The engraved gauntlets were an incredible idea. This might be the run where I hear the crit noise the most. Oops. Two. What do you mean cool for Dark Souls 2? That implies that Dark Souls 2 by default is less cool than some other measure, which I can't think of a measure in which Dark Souls 2 is less cool than other things, really. The coolest Dark Souls 2 Rapier is the Scorpion Stinger. I see it, but I do disagree. I do like the Scorpion Stinger though a lot. I use that in my Pyromancy build as my backup melee weapon. You're biased, Rhea. Okay, since I'm here, I might as well grab the Dragonstone. And then go to the Lair of the Imperfect on fire. I mean, a lot of attacks in Dark Souls 2 are really fast, though, right? Like, curved swords, straight swords, basically all thrusting swords have really fast attacks. It's more the fact that everything in Dark Souls 2 is, in general, a lot more committal than the other games. Okay. If I can't lure these guys over a little bit. Where's the other one? What's he doing? You, come here. Hey. I would whistle, but that would probably be a bad idea. You, hey. Notice me. Thank you. Ouch. Ow. Okay, I need to not die. Never mind. I am not grabbing the Dragonstone yet. I may be bad at the video game. Surely not. That's 25,000 souls. I'm grabbing the Dragonstone right now. But I have to get past the guys on the bridge. And they're annoying. I guess I won't have to fight then, though, because I don't have to worry about hitting the pressure plate in the room with the rotating door. Washed, dried, folded in, put away. It's true. Ooh. Pardon me, thank you. Doing solo level 1 playthrough. I haven't done Dark Souls 2 solo level 1 yet. I've heard that it's fun. I just haven't gotten around to it. Okay, nothing to worry about. Everything is going perfectly. Okay, I think I'm gonna use an effigy. Just in case. Even though everything is going to go perfectly well this time. Extremely hygienic streamer. No. Don't call me hygienic. Oh my goodness. What's surprisingly viable? Oh, you mean, it's a level 1? Oh my goodness. I think even without stat boosts, it's not particularly difficult. I would say Dark Souls 3, in my opinion, probably has the hardest soul level 1. Just because Dark Souls 3 is very learn timings. And more damage and health only serve to allow you to make more mistakes. Or give you less time to make mistakes, right? As opposed to Dark Souls 2, where everything is very positioning and strategy based, for the most part. have from the sorceress here. The crown or whatever. Okay, excuse me. I might die grabbing the dragonstone. I might not. I might die. Okay. Excuse me, please. Excuse me, please. Almost got out. Wish I didn't have stat requirements. I think armor having stat requirements is really funny, but it makes sense. I mean, you can, like, wear it for fashion without the requirements, at least. Favorite headgear in any Souls game? There aren't... I don't know. There's not a lot of headgear that I like in any of the Souls games in general, really. What are the exceptions? The crowns in this game are nice. I like the crowns in this game. I like, Forlorn. No, why? Always the worst spots. I like, oh, there was something else I was gonna say. I don't know. There's some that I like, but for the most part. Yeah, like, I really don't like the Desert Sorceress hood, as an example. It's because I like to see my character's face. I like the crown, the flower crown in Elden Ring. I think that one's really cute. The witch hat from Demon Souls, the triangle, or the 3-point hat, or whatever it's called. Obviously, I do like the Crystal Sage and Logan's hats. As a sorcerer chest piece. The chest piece is probably my second least favorite part of the set. I do like the skirt, though. What? Unintentional ladder climbing. Excuse me, please. Pardon me. Nothing to worry about. Carla's hat in 3. That's the same as Uria's hat in Demon Souls, right? Or at least very similar. Good early afternoon, Doctress. Oh, right. Thomas can't invade right now. More or less, just more gray because Dark Souls 3. That checks out. Hello. Please, ignore me. It's crazy how these guys manage to be just as annoying as the reindeer for me. Maybe not quite that bad, really. Kind of depends on my weapon, though, whether or not I find the reindeer annoying. Okay, I cannot rest right now. So, guess I'm just gonna go to the next bonfire and hope Forlorn goes home by then. Ignore me, please. The big lady hat. Oh, the evangelists? Oh, damn it. No, I need to get my souls from over here, so I need to go to the next bonfire anyway. I like the two lesbian evangelists in the undead settlement. The two up in the building next to the fire demon. Two of my favorite enemies in the series right there. Giant salamander vibes. They remind me of King Doc from Bone, if you've read Bone. Pretty good little graphic novel series. Young adult graphic novel series. I have different go-to sets in each of the games. My favorites in Dark Souls 1 is brass leggings and gauntlets with the gold-hemmed chest and head. In Dark Souls 2, it's the... oh my goodness, it's the Throne Watcher chest, Targray's leggings, and the Priestess Long Gloves from Lycia. And then in Dark Souls 3, it's the Fire Witch chest, all the leggings and gloves. Creature from Mad God. Is Roma the Mad God? Like that top down. What kind of game is that? I don't remember. It's been a very long time since I played it. It's kind of MMO-esque, isn't it? Also, you're just wearing Lucatiel set because it's simple. That's fair. And you get that in the settlement, right? You get that pretty early. Especially compared to how late you get it if you don't kill Lucatiel in Dark Souls 2. Black Hollow Mage Robes. And long gauntlets and leggings. I like a lot of sets in Dark Souls 2, actually. Another favorite, I like the Xanthus set in general. I like the Lion Mage chest and gauntlets, and then the flying feline boots. I like the Chaos Robe with the, I think, Ruin gauntlets and leggings. There's a lot of good armor sets in this game. Okay, so we have here, and then Iron King left. Gravitate towards the Crystal Sage helmet. It's good. The butterfly set is also good. I just don't like poisoning NPCs. And I always forget. Standard helm, fellow soldier chest, leather gauntlets, and brigand trousers. I don't like the Hollow Warrior stuff, unfortunately. I do like that it's a crop top, but if I want a crop top in Dark Souls 1, I think the Xanthus set is usually what I go to. I like the Judgment set in this game. All the games have good armor sets, but Dark Souls 2 has my favorite overall, for sure. I really like the, I think it's the white, Lady of White robe with the Ruin leggings and gauntlets as well. I really like the Ruin leggings and gauntlets. I guess it's because they're very similar to the brass leggings and gauntlets. And the brass set is my favorite set in Dark Souls 1. It would be my favorite in Dark Souls 3 if the head didn't look like that. Actually, the proportions of the whole set are really bad in Dark Souls 3. Come to think of it. Although warrior top with the brigand trousers is actually not a crop top because the pants are so high they cover the midriff. I can talk, I swear. That's my whole job. I'm good at it. Okay, decent damage. I want to try the R2 while one-handing. I just need an opportunity to do it. Ow, missed the final hit though. Otherwise, pretty good. Really want to play Dark Souls 2. Wasn't it on sale for 20 bucks a little bit ago? I do highly recommend it. It is very, very good. My favorite of the... Probably my favorite of the trilogy at this point. There we go. And a crit to top it off. The Llewellyn sets. I don't remember where you get that. I don't think I've ever worn it either. Remember the armor on the original cover of Dark Souls 2. The From armor, yeah. That is one of my favorite armor sets in Dark Souls 2 as well. I really like the Elite Knight set in this game as well. Dark Souls 2 just looks good. You know, it's hard for me to say that Dark Souls 2 is my favorite game of all time. What's weird about this? Dark Souls 1, it's like, yes, that is my favorite game of all time. But I think I like Dark Souls 2 more, but Dark Souls 2 is not my favorite game of all time. You know? Does that make sense? I know it makes no, like, actual sense, but, like, does that vibe make sense? That's how I feel about Dark Souls 2, I think. You get it? Okay, I'm glad I'm not insane. Llewellyn is the name of the person who made the Espada Ropera. I'm excited to do the Espada Ropera and Royal Dark run. It'll be fun. I'm gonna buy 10 of these for later.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome. I also played this one first, but well, okay, well, kind of. I played Scholar of the First Sin first for like 3 hours. No, that's not true. I played Dark Souls 1 first, kind of. I went into the catacombs. I died and I gave up. And then I played Dark Souls 2 for like 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and I gave up. And then I went back to Dark Souls 2, actually talked to NPCs, got through, I think I beat the Sinner. I don't know, I was like 12 hours in. I got fairly far. And then I played some Dark Souls 3 with friends because they were playing Dark Souls 3 at the time for the first time. And then I started playing Dark Souls 1. I beat Dark Souls 1, then I beat Dark Souls 2, then I beat Dark Souls 3. But Dark Souls 2 is the one that got me into the series. The very Spanish Llewellyn. That is a very Spanish name. True. Oh my goodness. I always forget their death sound. Oh my goodness. I should be more careful and not just run past enemies. I don't want to get mullered. Not live on stream. The first Souls game you managed to beat. I think of the trilogy, it's probably the easiest to get into just because there are so many ways to give yourself more damage. But also, like, not using any of them doesn't make it particularly difficult. Like, obviously with this, I'm just doing very standard physical scaling right now. And I don't have dark or anything. But Dark Souls 1 is also a lot simpler, which is probably why it's the one that I beat first. Don't you love how loud the waterfall is? Come here, Robin. And then Dark Souls 3 I find to be the hardest. Full stop. No, that's not true. I find Dark Souls 3 the hardest to, like, really sink my teeth into, because there's not really anything interesting about the difficulty, right? It's just learning timing, and that's kind of boring. I have no idea how you're actually supposed to pronounce that word. I assume it's Llewellyn, so that's how I've been pronouncing it. I don't think I've ever heard anyone else pronounce the name. I wanted to fight the Bone Wheel one first, but I don't remember which one that is. I did also have the experience in Dark Souls 1 where I went down into the Demon Ruins right after beating Quelaag with nothing but the crystal or with a crystal straight sword that broke while I was down there. Which, you know, really solidified my love for Dark Souls 1. Oof, I didn't know that exploded. There's a podcast called The Rest is Science. And it's Michael from Vsauce and another science communicator girl. I don't remember her name because I just started listening to it. But I was listening to an episode while falling asleep last night, and they were talking about how people say that the happiest they ever were in their life was around 36 because they have the most responsibilities or whatever. Even though at the time it's one of the least popular times to want to be. And I wonder if a similar thing applies to Dark Souls, where because I had such a difficult experience getting through the game, that it made me appreciate it more in retrospect. Even though I don't know, because I was really enjoying the game at the time, right? Like, I loved Dark Souls 1 when I played through it first, and I didn't have any instances of, like, rage quitting or whatever. I tend to not get frustrated at games very easily, and if I do, I'll just, like, stop playing them because I hate being frustrated. Dark Souls 2 after Bloodborne and Dark Souls 1, and hated it at first, but then it became your favorite. I say 2 is harder. It's harder to, like, play well, I suppose. I think the levels in 2 are probably the hardest. Flat rolling in night gear until you got to Anor Londo. As you should. That's the way to play Dark Souls. I find Bloodborne to be the easiest. I don't know, it kind of depends. When I first played Bloodborne, I found it to be the easiest. But now, I think Demon's Souls is probably the easiest for me. Like, after subsequent playthroughs. Or first playthrough, Bloodborne is the easiest. But that might just be because it was the last one that I played. But, like, I don't know, even at the time, like, compared to the other games, I found it easier. I think Dark Souls 2 has the hardest levels if you're not paying attention. And Dark Souls 3 has the hardest levels if you are paying attention. The child? You mean Orphan of Kos? The spam R1 to get all your health back, yeah. It depends on what weapon you're using. That's true for, like, Hunter's Axe, but not so much like the cane. The cane is so awful, and it makes me so sad, because it's such a cool weapon. I wanted to like it. I wanted to like, do another playthrough with it and be like, oh, this isn't that bad. I was just bad at the game. But no, it kind of sucks. I love how many little jumps like that there are in this game that just like speed up level progression a little bit. Dark Souls 2 Vanilla was your first Souls game. I'm sorry. That's kind of a joke. I like Vanilla. I just think Scholar is kind of better. Full stop. There isn't much about Vanilla that I would say is better than Scholar. There are a couple things that I would say are on par, like a couple things, couple points of level design and whatever, but for the most part, I think Scholar is just better. Vanilla is still good though. I'm not gonna say that. Vanilla's bad. It's just not to my preference, I suppose. God, like the castle in Vanilla, or like Shrine of Amana or Dragon Shrine, they're just kind of annoying to me in Vanilla. And bosses became the main focus. That's not even true though. It's like in Dark Souls 3, bosses certainly are not the main focus. They did become the main focus to the community, but like very clearly the main focus of the game was not on the bosses. The levels are incredibly fleshed out and are very, very good at teaching you and having good environmental clues and interesting enemy layouts and everything. Like, I don't know. The bosses feel like a capstone more than the focus to me. For the community, absolutely, the bosses became the focus, which was annoying, but... Despawn most of Iron Keep and Shrine of Amana. I don't remember Vanilla Shrine. Or, sorry, Vanilla Iron Keep, to be honest. Damn. The slowest iframes of any interactable in Dark Souls 2 is on the levers. Designing these levels and everyone just sprints through them. It's very easy to sprint through levels in Dark Souls 3, even though the levels are genuinely very well done. The wider Souls community is like genuinely kind of awful, I agree. I saw a TikTok of this guy who's playing Dark Souls 2, and he's like, or someone in his chat asked him, it's like, do you think Dark Souls 2 is overrated or underrated? And he said, I think it's overhated. And then he walks into a barrel right next to the edge of a cliff, and he walks up onto the barrel, and the barrel rolls off of the cliff and takes him with it. And he like rage quits, and everyone in the comments was saying how terrible Dark Souls 2 is, and I commented, walks off cliff, says game is terrible. And God, the the replies to that comment are something else. Naru, I feel like, I don't know, if you've seen, you should make boss fights arbitrarily longer for no particular reason. Thank you. Covenant of Champions is boring. Thank you for the suggestion though. Naru, if I don't know if you've seen any of my Dark Souls 3 videos, but if you like properly engage with the levels and just like go slow through them and like, I don't know, look around and stuff, it's like, why is the top of my head green? Oh, because there's a green fire. I want to show off this character because I did something. The tattoo. I like the tattoo a lot. Anyway, if you like engage with the levels and the design on their own terms, I think it's really, really good. Like, genuinely. I think they're about on par with Dark Souls 1 levels in a lot of instances. There are a lot of really, really bad levels too, like Irithil or whatever. But Like, Demon Ruins is easily my favorite level in Dark Souls 3. And it's really, really fun. And soul farm to level 500 before fighting a single boss. You can do that, I'm pretty sure, without the Company of Champions. As long as you don't consider the Rotten a boss anyway. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. Are you gonna flop? Oh. Oh. I did that in my first playthrough, F, but in subsequent playthroughs, once I started engaging with it, I had a lot more fun with it. I think the first few levels are really bad examples. I think High Wall is alright at best. And then I think that the Undead Settlement is fairly bad. The Catacombs are alright. I actually like the Catacombs. But the swamp is bad. I skipped the Catacombs because I forgot there were other levels in between. Road of Sacrifices is pretty bad. Cathedral of the Deep is alright. And then Irithyll is terrible. And then I think Irithyll Dungeon is actually pretty solid. Demon Ruins is pretty good. Again, like I said, my favorite level in the game. I think... And Orlando is pretty bad. I don't know. I guess if I had to give ratings relative to the rest of the series, I would say that overall Dark Souls 3 levels aren't great. But like, I don't know, it's not like I slowly go through the Catacombs or whatever in Dark Souls 1 either. It's kind of unfair. But yeah, like, it might just be that Undead Settlement leaves a bad taste in my mouth. There are some really interesting parts of Undead Settlement, but for the most part, like, the enemy placement stuff is really annoying. Like, having the thralls immediately is just a... Favorite DLC? Dark Souls 3 DLC, or of this series? Because of the series, I would probably say Artorias of the Abyss or Ilium Lois. For Dark Souls 2, it would be Ilium Lois, obviously. And then Dark Souls 3, obviously, Ring City. There's not much going on in the Painted World. Hello, Nightmare Octopus. Welcome. I'm glad you're in a Dark Souls 2 mood. Dark Souls 2 is pretty good. Actually, I don't know. I don't think Artorias of the Abyss is a very good DLC outside the bosses. And even then, I don't really like Artorias. I love the other three. Artorias is kind of boring. And the Royal Wood also kind of sucks. The blowheads are also a little bit annoying, but they're not that bad. I think I like Artorias of the Abyss for Sanctuary Guardian and Calamite primarily. Yeah, I think Ilium Lois would be my favorite of the series, followed by Golva, then Artorias of the Abyss, then Broom Tower, then Ring City, and then Painted World of Oriental. Even though you don't know how to write it. You're pretty close. It's Eleumloyce. I think. I don't know, I write about these games for a living, so I'm pretty sure I'm right. But there's a good chance that I'm not. I'm a little bit silly. I want to use an R2 so bad. I'm not going to get the chance to do it in this fight, but I want to so bad. Come on. Oh my goodness. I'm going to stop trying. No, you can actually... in Scholar, you can jump to the gender-changing coffin without a branch. It's a lot easier at 30 FPS, but it is possible at 60 FPS. I have done that. I don't know. Okay, everything's fine. You have to, like, go up and over. Like, you have to... Oh my goodness. You have to climb the ladder up where it does the plunging attack tutorial. And then you... I'm playing very bad because I'm just not paying attention. And then you, like, walk over the land bridge. And then you can, like, kind of jankily jump over the wood barrier. It's probably not intentional, but you can do it. You know, I did that in real life. I transitioned my character in real life and kept it that way. Night Rain would be cool with more Dark Souls 2 areas. I mean, I don't know. I like Night Rain. I wish there was more Dark Souls 2 stuff because I like Dark Souls 2, but I love Night Rain as it is. Oh, you Lily. Okay. I will do my best to remember. ADHD will make that difficult, but I promise I will do my best. That would take more work, and they aren't going to do that. I don't know. I think the DLC was pretty solid. I really liked the DLC. Characters and level. Room Tower's awesome. I think Room Tower's alright. A lot of the rooms are really annoying to me. The room with the barrel carriers and the giant guy. And then there's like the gauntlet of like falling down. It's a really cool concept, but I find it really annoying. I wonder... It feels like there isn't gonna be an Everdark of Holster Stragus. It would be cool if there was, but it doesn't feel like that's gonna happen. I think it feel a bit empty. I don't know. I have like 700 hours in it, and I'm still liking it. But I definitely get that. I know I have Night Rain autism, so... Stragus is so good. Actually, the music for Stragus too. All the DLC music is really good. Oh, are they resistant to or thrust damage? I'm gonna be careful here. Dark Souls 2 is my favorite of the trilogy as well. Even though Dark Souls 1 is my favorite game of all time, and I can't justify that, but it's okay. No, please. Please don't. Please don't. Okay, I got this. This is easy. Stragus might be my favorite Night Rain boss at this point. It used to be Volker. Stragus is really good. Base Harmonia is really good as well. Everdark Harmonia sucks. Hate Everdark Harmonia. Probably my least favorite Night Rain boss. Which is saying a lot, because some of them are rough. Counter damage. Knock an arrow, please. Thank you. I think it's just that as much as I love Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 1 has a special place in my heart. Like, I think Dark Souls 2 is more fun. If I'm gonna play a Dark Souls game again, it's probably gonna be Dark Souls 2 more often than Dark Souls 1. Even though I will play both of them very frequently. But, I don't know. I can't drop that adoration I have for Dark Souls 1. It's almost 3 p.m. my time. I got 25 minutes. I'll at least get the Shrine of Amana. Historically start streaming. Oh, I heard that Solar Pellets changed her sleep schedule. And that she started streaming earlier, so she's probably already streaming. I actually found the opposite to be true of Night Rain. That's true of Elden Ring, where enemies just like don't engage with you and force you to just run around. But in Night Rain, you kind of have the tools to deal with that, right? So bosses that are like a pain in base game are a lot less annoying in Night Rain. One great example is the full-grown Falling Star Beast, where in the base game you have to hop on turret and hop off constantly. But then like in Night Rain, you just have Surge Sprint that you can pull out at any time, and I think it works really well. I'm kind of the opposite, Lily. I think Dark Souls 2 is overall a better game, and I like playing it more. But Dark Souls 1 is just kind of special to me. They are? Whoa. Are you gonna go watch them instead? I understand. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're watching her now. That's crazy. Picking a big head or big legs body type makes shoulders look smaller. I have broad shoulders in real life. I'm gonna keep broad shoulders in the video game. Gotta use the large body archetype. Not very large, because large is more accurate to real life me. I like representing myself, and it used to be like, I used to like to make characters that I want to look like, and now I try to make characters that look like me. And I think that is a really great goal for transitioning. How much does this give you? 45? I mean, like, I feel like I'm getting counter damage a lot, though. I like damage. Surely my weapon won't break because of that, right? I'll use Bracing Knuckle for certain things, like, I don't know. Lenzolin or whatever, but Black Knife Assassin, or even worse, the Red Wolf. Yeah, actually, I haven't really had any issues hitting Red Wolf as Iron Eye specifically. Iron Eye and mages, I feel like, have a pretty easy time hitting Red Wolf. They just... I should have waited. It's fine. No, you should have waited. They just, well, at least... Magic lady, witch girl. I don't remember her name. Hold on, it's in there somewhere. I've played 700 hours of the game. I'm sure I can remember the name. I did a video about her. Recluse. There it is. Okay. I feel like Recluse just doesn't do a lot of damage with magic because of its resistances, but otherwise I don't really have any issues fighting them with those two specifically. And I use skill build on Iron Eye most of the time, so I'm using like Mighty Shot. Regular computer internet dying, so I had to switch to phone. Yeah, you did switch to watching solar pellets. I haven't... Actually, that's not true. The one Dark Souls 2 mod that I've heard good things about was Seeker... Was it Seeker of Fire? Or is that the Dark Souls 3 one? I don't know. Solar Pellet got banned from the Solar Pellet stream. I mean, it depends on what I'm getting for the run. A lot of the time I don't get Halo Scythe. I don't usually go out of my way for it either. I really like using Sword Dance or Double Slash. Not Double Slash. Double Slash? It might be called Double Slash. I like a lot of other things, is my point. Halo Scythe is fun for like a few runs, but I don't go for it anymore. I like Mighty Shot a lot. Especially like when you're going to the castle at level 3, you know, and you've picked up one weapon and it's just, I don't know, a great hammer with successive attacks negate damage. Thank you, Lily. That means a lot. A lot of people have said they find my voice comforting, or like fall asleep from my videos and whatever. And that's probably something a lot of YouTubers say. I know I've heard it from a lot of YouTubers, but it's still wild to me. You've played Iron Eye as a main since drop, and always find melee better damage. It's not about having better damage, though. At this point, I don't play for damage. If I did that, then I'd play Iron Eye skill build every time with Halo Scythe, but that's just not super fun to do every single run, you know? At this point, I love playing Scholar. Scholar is easily my favorite character right now. Wilder, I would still call my main, though. I have 200-something runs on Wilder. That might be wins. I don't remember. I don't know how it's listed, but point is, I've done a lot of runs as Wilder, but I've used almost every character quite a bit. Only exception being, like, Revenant. And I love switching characters basically constantly. Guardian is very overhated. I love Guardian. I don't play Deep of Night, though. I don't find Deep of Night super engaging a lot of the time. That's probably because I don't have people to play with at my... I don't know, people who are as sweaty at the game as me. Yeah, I haven't... if you've watched my videos, you probably know that I don't do voice training at all, but... Oh, I should R2. This is the perfect opportunity to R2. And Flynn's Ring and Ring of Blades being flat damage is probably good for the R2, right? Decent damage. I don't know. I used to, like, artificially lower my voice unintentionally because I was an insecure teenage boy who didn't know she was a transgender woman. And now I just kind of talk naturally. I know I don't know, I did choir in high school and like really got into it, so it's possible that I unintentionally like changed my resonance or whatever, but I don't know, I just kind of talk at this point. Yeah, I agree, Nara. I also haven't played it in a while, so I've been playing very poorly recently. I died to Harmonia and then tried again and won so easily. Harmonia is one of those bosses where bigger damage isn't usually easier for me. I like having resistance for Harmonia instead because it's always so quick to kill the individuals that having high damage isn't that useful. I like my voice, and I'm happy I like my voice. And I think more people... I like the idea. I don't know if this sounds pretentious or whatever, but not voice training. I don't have voice dysphoria, and so I intentionally don't voice train so that people who can't voice train, you know, have somewhere to turn to that's like, you know, not relatable, but representation, right? To normalize quote-unquote abnormal voices. And I think other people should do the same. What doesn't it they sound like anyway? Whatever you want to sound like. Okay. Yeah, I didn't used to like my voice. I was very stuck in the I need to sound femme for quite a while. But over time, that kind of changed. Especially because, you know, I started making videos and people started actively giving me compliments on my voice, which really helped a lot. Oh, I failed. I know. I do see those emojis being spammed, by the way. what are they talking about? I don't remember. Oh yeah, I feel like I sound androgynous rather than specifically feminine. I do get misgendered frequently, unintentionally by people who just see Dark Souls video, hear not super feminine voice, and just assume man, which is like whatever. I do wish more people would read pronouns first, though. To voice train, but that's mostly for you. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with voice training. I'm not gonna sit here and say that you shouldn't voice train and, you know, you should be representation for people who can't. If you can, that's awesome, and I think you should, but if you can't, it's like, you know, it's fine. Be who you want to be, you know? But I don't have any money. I think I actually have, like, 17 cents in my bank account right now. Souls fans and reading don't go together. Average Souls fan and reading don't go together. I really hate a lot of voice training coaches. When they advertise the fact that they are voice training coaches, they'll be like, do you want to sound more feminine? Do you want to sound like a woman? Do voice training. Like, fuck you. I didn't voice train and I sound like a woman. It's just so like I know the point is that they want to help with dysphoria, but it's so dysphoria inducing. It's so fucking annoying. I hate it. Okay, sorry. Rant over. I had to get that out of my system. Advanced Souls fans have giga autism, true. Autistic Souls fans read more than the average person. I'm needing lore YouTubers to understand Dark Souls lore. Yeah. I think I like the idea, the concept of lore YouTubers to get into like the deeper stuff. Or to like put things together that you might not have put together. Like I've made a couple lore videos, not about Dark Souls. That's not true. I made one about Dark Souls, about Gwendolyn. But I made one about Titan Souls and I made one about Death's Door. And those are some of my favorite videos because there are a lot of concepts that you might not, you know, necessarily link together that I think are really interesting. I never saw anyone else put that together. Open, please. Open faster. Ah. While reading and paying attention to the game, yeah. The games are pretty explicit about their lore, for the most part. There are some minor things, like individual characters, that can be kind of buried, but... when it's like, the overall lore, it's like pretty obvious. The Age of Ancients. What if there's a guy named Clark and he had souls? Clark souls. When your souls are Clark. Bonk. That thing, your Clark soul. Just assume they're a trans woman, and most of the time they are. I know. I kind of wonder how many Souls tubers, trans Souls tubers there are that I don't know personally. Hello, Vin. Welcome back. Because like, off the top of my head, I've probably talked to more than this, but like, Minnow, obviously, Ash, Ash, there's Aurora, there's Eliam Lois. Pi Scythe is technically kind of a little bit of Souls tuber sometimes. Souls modder and non-binary. Whoa, I'm also technically a Souls modder. There's a link to my mod in the description, I think. Probably? I don't think I ever removed it. I'm pretty sure that link is still there. Ate 4 Doritos last night? Wow, that's a lot of Doritos. Mod links there? Cool. Mira. I don't think so. I don't recognize that name. Actually, that is entirely an assumption because I was in a group chat with Aurora, Ash, Minnow, and Pi, who are all trans, and then Eliam Lois was added. That is an assumption on my part. That is my bad. My apologies for assuming. 3 Cool Ranch bags and 1 nacho cheese in a bowl. 1 singular nacho cheese Dorito after 3 bags of Cool Ranch. That's crazy. Not even a nacho cheese Dorito, just 1 nacho cheese. However you quantify a single nacho cheese. I would love to do more stuff with other people. Like, I don't know. I've been wanting to do something with Yasmania for a while. And I've talked to him a little bit. But we just didn't have any ideas for what to do together. So we never ended up doing anything. But like, people called me the Yasmania of Dark Souls 1 because I used every weapon in Dark Souls 1, right? But Oh, I was gonna do the R2 and then I forgot. I'm gonna be so honest. Completely forgot. So also attracts us like moths to a flame. I think what it is, genuinely, is that hello Arachnid, thank you. I agree. I think what it is that autistic people are more attracted to games like Souls. And autistic people are more likely to be genderqueer in some way. What fight? What are you talking about? There was a fight? Team controller. I do Dark Souls 2, one controller, 2 players. That sounds awful. I hate challenges like that, to be honest. Because it just looks like the players are bad at the video game. Dark Souls. It's similar with Sonic, actually. A lot of Sonic fans are genderqueer or, I don't know, just queer in some way in general, right? Because a lot of them are autistic. Not because a lot of them are autistic, but like the proportion of autistic people who are queer is higher than the average population. And the average Sonic fan is autistic, right? Very, I don't know. Yeah, neurodivergent in general. I think I should say neurodivergent, not necessarily just autistic. The stereotype for Sonic fans is autistic, though, to be fair. But more likely to realize? Yeah, that's a good point. I agree. I'm sure there is something... I wouldn't be surprised if neurodivergent people are more likely to be queer, but it's definitely true that they're more likely to realize. Which also has a lot to do with, like, hypersexuality and whatever. There's a lot of, like... I don't know, I don't like using the term comorbidity, but there's a lot of overlap there, right? I'm sure, like, with, like, theoryanthropy, that's one thing that I've not necessarily looked into, but I've pontificated on a lot, right? With other people of similar, similar mindsets, I suppose. And a lot of... Or I think it's true that neurodivergent people are more likely both to realize that they are Therian, but also to be Therian in the first place. To bury and ignore the inner queer. I don't know, I'm still struggling with the fact that I'm omnisexual instead of pansexual, but you'll never guess what I am. If somebody says dog, I'll cry. I'm not a dog. Any neurotypicals in this chat? I would be surprised. Whoa. Someone got it right. Didn't get called a stammy yet, or however you pronounce that. Yeah, Nikki did a wonderful job on the model. I love it so much. Neurotypical and cis. How did you get here? I know I do have some cis viewers, but I highly doubt any of them are neurotypical. Yeah, I have autism, ADHD, among other things, and am trans as well. Therian. Artifacts pretend to be human. Give away my secrets. That wink was unintentional, but that was fitting. I mean, I do. There are a couple cis people in my Discord. Therian is... Describing it is always difficult. I haven't come up with words to describe it, like, thoroughly yet, but relating to an animal in a way deeper than a furry would, I suppose. I don't know if relating to is the right term, though. Like, for me, for instance, right, not having a tail, like a foxtail, makes me feel exactly the same, right? as like gender dysphoria. Playing with pause is very difficult, that's true. I'm not officially diagnosed. I'm very self-diagnosed, but I have autism and ADHD. I don't use it's solar pellets, not lunar pellets. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, anyway, yeah. Not having a tail genuinely makes me feel the exact same feeling as gender dysphoria. Like it's 100% the same thing. Magic. I do. I'm also plural. But like, you know, I got all the things going on. I do have a headmate named Luna, who, believe it or not, likes the moon. Have a good night, Flat Cop. Thank you for being here while you could. And hope you have a good night. Or day, wherever you are. So whatever, it's upsides and downsides. For me, exclusively upsides. Wow. Really like spiders? I have crippling arachnophobia, unfortunately. I do know a specific spider who I like, but they're an exception, not the rule, unfortunately. Did you not? Who was that then? I'm pretty sure it was you. Didn't you draw something for... Was it the pike? Partisan? I will ghost. Luna? Whichever you'd prefer me to call you. Oh, okay. The thing about my arachnophobia, like Freya, as an example, Freya does not bother me at all, but the spiders in the chapel before Freya, not even when they're attacking it becomes a lot less bad. But like when they're just sitting on the wall or like hanging from the ceiling, that fucking bothers me so bad. That I've had a panic attack. I had a panic attack going through that area in my first like probably couple dozen playthroughs. I had, if you know what a tulpa is, made is probably the wrong word. I manifested, I guess, a tulpa when I was like 14 and didn't realize I was plural until 20 something. Now I have 3 other headmates. A 5-foot plush spider today. That's big. Don't like tiny things that go fast. Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's just like, I don't know what it is. They just creep me out. There we go. Always knew. Yeah. My parents didn't know. My dad is probably autistic. Actually, my mom probably is too. But they don't know that. My dad's also a narcissist and an asshole, so I don't really care to tell him, but I would be very surprised if my mom wasn't autistic. Or at least ADHD or something. You know, I actually have entomophobia, and almost all bugs bother me, but moths stopped bothering me when I learned Luna existed. And I think that's really funny. At this point, I just need a spider headmate and I'll be okay. Yeah, house spiders are good for your house because they get rid of bugs, but also spiders. Jumping spiders are one of the worst ones for me. Moths are awesome. Dragonflies are cool, but they make a lot of noise and freak me out. Hello, Jivno. Welcome. Rhino beetles. Big bugs also freak me out. It's just like, I don't know, they bother me a lot. I don't know what it is. The bigger the bug, the creepier it is for me. Arguably worth it to go to 99 dex, really? Okay, maybe I won't do any dex scaling. Oop. 99 dex sounds fun. That's a real person. Okay. Hello. Where's the wave? This is scary. I shouldn't be playing online, I forgot. I mean, yeah. They're not attacking. That's kind of scary. Is this somebody watching the stream? Alright, gonna let me get to the next bonfire. I don't find Shrine of Amana that difficult, but I appreciate the gesture. Croc and the Legend of the Gobos. Maybe they're just preventing Kindler from invading. Alright, now you gonna attack? Yeah, okay. Really nice courtesy. I appreciate it. If you ever see this... Oh my goodness. Oh, my stuff's gonna break now. Okay. I gotta do this without getting hit. Oh my goodness. The range. And the crit. Oh my goodness. Perhaps the game will smile upon me. They have good fashion. I like their fashion. Ah. They dropped something? Did they? I didn't notice. I got a plus 10. What's it called? Blossom Kite Shield? I've never been invaded by someone like malicious in this game, even since I've been banned. Anyways, well, except for that one person who gave me a Blossom Kite Shield plus 10 because I thought that Dark Souls 2 had weapon tiering, but it does not. I have been banned in this game for a long time, and I don't even remember how I got banned in the first place. Probably using some cheat thing to give myself life gems. I just don't use shields in general in this game anymore. I used to in my first playthrough. I liked having the Drink Lake shield. But at this point, not really. There are video games. Video games are real. Wonder if the R2 is worth. Probably not. I don't engage with PvP at all. Or at least I don't particularly enjoy engaging with PvP. I do like some co-op, but the people I play co-op with are generally already on the ban servers. And I also have a second Steam account that I have in the family library that I can play co-op on. So I don't have any problem using mods or anything like that. They don't taste terrible? Interesting. Lost connection to Steam. Good timing. It's a semen of Dong. I know it's after 3, but I'm gonna keep going because I'm having fun. We'll see how far I get, but I don't know. I just want to keep playing. I like this weapon. I'll probably, at the latest, whenever my roommate gets home. Maru is Spider's George. Spider's Georg. That's a lie, Evan. That's what Spider's George is. Most people don't eat spiders, but Spider's George eats hundreds every night. So that raises the average to like 5 per year for everyone. Not your favorite FromSoft games? I assume it's AC then. That is a myth then, yeah. Spiders don't like being near humans. You prefer eating pennies. That feels like it's bad for your health. I'd recommend not doing that, actually. I'm gonna run past this bonfire so I don't have to deal with all the Evergrace? I don't think I've heard of that one, actually. I've heard of, like, Eternal Ring, Cookie and Cream, but I haven't seen Evergrace. I really, really tried to get into Armored Core 6, and I just could not do it, unfortunately. I think if I went back to it, I could get into it. If I don't like the building is my problem. I don't like building the Armored Core. But I think if I went into it with someone else's build, I would probably enjoy it a bit more. A baller, 100% soundtrack. To be fair, so does Dark Souls 2 and Demon's Souls. The second myth debunked during Dark Souls 2 streams. That's who eat Duke's Deer Fam. Krista would like that one. I'll tell her to look it up. America recently discontinued pennies as well. Foreign for answer. I've heard those two are really good. Four air conditioners. I wish I had at least one. Actually, I do, but it's in the car and it's heavy, and so we haven't brought it up to our new apartment yet. New, I say, as if we haven't lived here for months. Excuse me? Whoa! Wait, what? They get summoned before the bell rings? I didn't know that. I feel like I should have. Okay, someone said the bracing knuckle ring is here. +2. Somewhere in here. That did no damage. Maybe back here. Why is that doing no damage? Like, I'm not complaining, but that's nothing. I am American. Glitches and Night Rain? Oh, you know, actually I might have seen their videos and just not blocked them. Which is weird because usually my gaydar is pretty good. The tuft of fur on the top, yeah. I really love that touch. I don't remember. I'm gonna be so honest, I don't remember what I said that would have implied that I'm not American. I forget what I say very frequently. That makes sense, Ben. I don't need to straighten now. What rings do I have on? Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Me. That Scion Knight was really trying to make me not be able to go through that fog wall. Oh, level shot. Bleh. Transar is better than your gaydar. Okay, my queerdar in general I think is usually pretty good. My autism detector is also very good. I have taught multiple people that they were autistic. This is the perfect time to use this R2. Oh, I know it's not. Ugh. I forgot that had a follow-up. Damn it. Where every boss you defeat makes your mouth a unit wider. Interesting. Yeah, I've known for a while, yeah. I mean, yeah. Peer review tends to be a lot more accurate than official diagnoses, in my experience. Really good at art and creative stuff, but not much else. My autism makes me, apparently, really fun to listen to about Dark Souls and Sonic. And that's all I got. Considering the fact that people watch me for some reason. Okay. Much less greedy this time, unfortunately. Is that not ADHD more so, Naru? Wrong button. Or well, wrong combination of buttons, I suppose. Okay. Do I want to go to Last Giant right now? I kind of want to fight... Actually, I'm gonna fight, the duo. The throne duo real quick. And then I'll end the stream. That's the wrong bonfire. I should probably go to the... or go level up first. Turns out you were gay, but not a guy. Me too. But I want to get my armor set for next stream, for tomorrow. Roll up. Endurance. I'll get endurance to 20, and then I'll see if leveling dexterity after this is worth. Understandable, Naru. I like to try to distinguish between my autism and my ADHD, but I know there's a lot of overlap, so that's probably pointless. I guess it doesn't matter where I put this, actually, since I'm going to be replacing it. Trans being leaning bisexual. I'm also poly, so add to the pile of things that make me atypical. Societally atypical. And women. That's it. I was gonna say more about women. I think you're a very good artist and pretty cool. That's what I think about you. Admittedly, I haven't interacted with you at them outside of like streams and your art, but women plural, both plural women and multiple women. And women. Yeah, that should go on my tombstone. Alright, let's see if I can first try Throne Watcher and Defender. Multiple plural women? Wouldn't that be all plural women, actually? Any plural woman is technically multiple plural women. I guess it depends on how they define their system. Okay. That was what I was, or what I was really hoping would happen. Put your shield down. Thank you. Where are you going? I love how it just disappears. No. Oh. Okay, let's get my armor real quick. YouTube censor your gayness? That's unironically homophobic. One of the altars has a huge woman with a whole fur face. Me too. Not sure what that means, but I thought it was funny to say. I think it does let you on PC. I think you might have to right click and then go to profile or something. Go to channel. But I don't think it lets you on mobile. It would be nice to like be able to check pronouns or whatever. Right? Oops. He just does not care. You are my greatest challenge. There we go. Want to see PFPs? Yeah. It doesn't let you on PC? Huh. I like labels for myself. It does help me like kind of come to terms. It has helped me in the past come to terms with what I am, you know. Twitch. Ugh. Blech. Me when the worst possible chatting interface. I'm not a big fan of Twitch, if you couldn't tell. These. Me when the worst moderation system possible. Except you can have bots, so it's better than YouTube. Right? Me when Twitch does fuck all about spammers. And there are so absurdly many of them. Need 16 faith to put on some pants correctly. You gotta have faith that those pants will go on correctly. I get it. I've had instances like that. I drink water on my own. I'm functional, usually. I guess I shouldn't put on the non-engraved gauntlets, huh? Engraved gauntlets are funnier. They kind of look bad with the armor set, though. Unfortunately. They kind of look bad. I don't know. It's fine. Damage is funnier. Don't need pants. That's true. Pants are for cowards. I kind of want to keep playing. Just keep going. Why not? In the middle of a Dark Souls 2 playthrough? Halberd run? Like the Halberd or a different Halberd? For me, like, the main, like, genuinely the biggest reason I don't use Twitch, other than it being kind of annoying to learn, and I already have a following on YouTube, it's just like, Twitch streams always look bad. I have insanely good internet. Like, obviously, I can stream at fairly high quality very easily without any internet issues the vast majority of the time, unless there's, like, some maintenance going on or whatever. But I have never seen a Twitch stream consistently look good. Like, it'll look good for the first couple seconds, and then it'll suddenly be in, like, 4,000 kilobits per second. It's impossible to watch. That is the main reason that I don't use Twitch. Where is this one? This was here. Is there no Dark Souls mod that just adds a tail? I don't think so. Like pants, but you also love skirts. Me too. I'm wearing a skirt right now. And just because it's cozy. Yeah, I have good internet and somehow Twitch always looks awful. And I don't understand why. I don't think it would be too difficult to make a tail mod, but it would have to be attached to every single armor piece, which is a little bit difficult. It would also probably be difficult to make it move well, because I don't know, I wouldn't know how to animate it separately from the current animations, especially because Dark Souls 1 doesn't have like cloth physics or whatever in 480p, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's fair. Krista, by the way, I figured you'd enjoy knowing this. Somebody said that the spider storage mod, I think it was F, said there's a spider storage mod that lets you eat Freya. It was a bit, but I figured you'd enjoy hearing that. It's easier to learn 3D modeling if you know how to draw. Understand the... Yeah, that makes sense. Like anatomy and stuff. 3D modeling is really fun. Especially like stylizing things. A bunch of game mods that turn the protagonist into a girl. I can't think of any games where I'd specifically want to play as a girl. Actually, that's not true. Twilight Princess is the one exception. The Linkle mod, I've been playing with that, and it is so nice. That is the one exception. It's like, I don't know, like Metal Gear Solid. If Snake was a woman, and then suddenly him and Otacon were, her and Otacon were straight, like that would just be worse. You know what I mean? Raiden being a Twinkie guy is just kind of better than him being a Twinkie girl. I did have issues playing games where you were forced to play as a guy for a while, admittedly, but as I've become more comfortable with my transition and my body and everything, playing as guys is nice. It was more uncanny than fun. Snake, Otacon, Yuri? Damn it, you're right! Oh, you're so true! Okay, I don't think that's worth it, but I'm gonna keep doing it because it's fun. Always wanted to make a game. Same. My problem is level design. I can program most of the stuff just fine, but specifically UI design and level design are where I get stumped. Especially level design. Need Fox Eerie. I can help. Oops. There we go. That's how I landed it. Easy enough. This side, I think. Lesbians are going to be eating good in 2026. Oops, not that way. Guardianing their dragon. I'm a big fan of platformers. I've always wanted to make a physics platformer, first and foremost. There's also ideas that I have for like a puzzle platformer. I also have a few ideas for puzzle games that I've like kind of made, but don't know how to make more puzzles out of them. I have some stuff on my itch page. It's solar pellets on itch.io, if you're curious. The two puzzle games that I like, or that I've made, are... what are they? There's one that's like lights, and you have to maneuver light sources so that certain parts of the board are lit up. And then there's another one where you have to like move tiles of different colors so that they obey their own specific rules. And I think they're really interesting ideas, but I just don't know where to go with them in terms of like new levels and stuff. Donkey Kong Country 2? Or is a game where you enjoy playing the male main character more? Is that... It's Diddy and Dixie, right? I also have my music albums on itch, and I have a music channel where you can listen to them if you like orchestral and symphonic orchestral music and stuff from a mentally ill trans woman. There's a link to it on my channel page. No, not like that, Dixie. Unfortunately, Rhea. Dixie Kong. Staccato strings, yeah. I like staccato strings. Staccato. Pizzicato. Any plucky or like fast strings are nice. Oh yeah, oh my goodness, my entire computer lagged there. That was scary. That game I uploaded recently, actually. It ate your message. I mean, you can post like game assets on Twit or on itch, and I just have them posted as like soundtrack assets. Because like that's what they were originally for. That's why I make so much music, because I want to make games, and I like making music. Okay, well, like making music for my games. But recently I've been focusing a lot more on the music itself. My most recent song, what is it? I don't remember the name. Oh yeah, The Stirring Winds is very focused on the music itself, rather than it being like a background track. And I like it quite a bit. It's one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite song that I've ever written, actually. I finally get a crit on the final hit, and it gets blocked. What's even the point? Maybe that enemy was meant to be an Elden Ring boss. True. Probably. It's a big company, of course it's transphobic. True. Okay. Sorry, I had to lock in. Made music for like 2 years and nothing good came of it. I have been making music for at least a decade by now. And so on and off. And I took a music theory class in high school. It did not help. I mean, it helped a little bit in terms of like making me move out of my comfort zone a bit. But like, as time went on, I don't know, it just kind of felt useless. Music theory is bleh. Just kind of do things that sound good. I like categorizing it afterward, but I just do things that sound good. Elden Ring more like old circle, true. Like recently I've been, I don't know, for the longest time I did, you know, Ionian C 4/4. And recently I've been trying different keys and whatever. And like, that music theory helped a little bit, but for the most part it's just seeing what notes work together and using those. And then figuring out that, oh no, that's really bad. And figuring out that those keys are named afterward. The keys are named, yeah, post. Want to make some noise music? The majority of my music listening is either for the... I'm gonna try running past. Am I? I don't know. I don't like the door. The door is scary. I'm gonna try running past. We'll see how this goes. Because someone, I don't remember who. Someone, I think it was Nixie, was confused that I wasn't running past. And it's mostly because of the door. The door is difficult. Well, music theory didn't teach me how time signatures work because my teacher decided that that wasn't important or something. Hey, that worked pretty well, actually. Anyway, lyrics are by far the most important part of music to me. And in terms of like the emotion. Well, I know how they work now. I just didn't know the definitions behind them. Now I do. But I don't know. I have been getting a lot more into instrumental music recently as well. Okay, there we go. That was shockingly easy. Whoever told me to run past, thank you for the suggestion. True, Duck, that's true. I agree. Alright, I don't need to talk to you anymore. Do I want to fight Nashandra now? Yeah, I mean, I might as well. And then I can do Alon tomorrow. We'll see, actually, if I end up doing Alon tomorrow. I'll try. Here. All women have big swords. I used to be a strength fan. Now that I've played the games a lot more, I'm a quality fan, but I tend to gravitate toward dex. I don't know. That's not completely true. I like hammers, like small hammers. Great hammers are also fun a lot of the time, like in Dark Souls 3. But like for Dark Souls 1 or whatever. That's so. Imagine. Get buried. Always wanted to make music, but you just don't have the chops. There are no chops. It's not that pretentious. Just make noise and see what sounds good. That's all you gotta do. Alright, just unga bunga, big number, yeah. Yeah. 10,000 concurrent viewers. I would assume I got view botted. And then I would also be very happy because that would mean that I'm getting paid. Do I still have the King's Ring on? I'm pretty sure I just replaced it. Comes free with being human? That's true. Oh my goodness, I do. Okay. I know what I'm doing. I played this game for like 600 hours or something. Surely I know what I'm doing. Oof. 7,000 tabs. You have to either be on private mode or have 7,000 different accounts. I'm pretty sure watching twice on the same account won't work. Excuse me. Jay. Wait here for the explosion. Okay, and go. Ah, the sword hitboxes. They sure are hitboxes. Yep. That R2 is so much fun. Oh, if it hits. Damn it. I'll land it again eventually. There we go. It's so pointless and so fun. Wow, like me. Maybe I should fight Dark Lurker. At least so I can fight the Ricard's Rapier wielder in the abyss, the chasm. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'll land another hit. Surely. There we go. $10,000 viewers, one of them cis. And it's Vin. You did used to, that's true, that's I mean... He doesn't have to be gone. Go fight the Caesar Dark King. True. Gotta level up. That is what cis means, yes. 2 of 10,000. Should probably also use my my Estus stuff. His fluffy grass pants. If only. As good as Dark Souls 2's fashion is, it's not perfect. It's not the same, that's true. I'm okay. Every time you see cis, your brain does, of course, Trade Federation Alliance. Comboed. Look, makes me look kind of fat. The ruin pants with the Lady of White set, or Lady of White robe, makes it look like you have a fat ass. It's awesome. Shin Megami Tensei. I wanted to try to get into that, but I never did. Dex, let's see. 12 levels for 8 AR. I don't think that's super worth it. What else do I want to upgrade though? Vitality. Actually, does it show the loss in real time? It does not. I don't know, I guess I'll get this to 14 for fun, and then ADP. Super Mario Transformers? Surely. Surely it is that. I can't think of anything else SMP would stand for. Shin Mega Man Tensei. That sounds better, actually. Maybe one day Dark Souls will be proper fat instead of buff fat. Okay. I appreciate the attempt to trick Vin. Oops, not that one. I did make a Chubby Dragon mod, this is true. Oh, excuse me. Survival multiplayer Terraria. I have made 3 mods for Dark Souls 1. Goddess of the Sun Edition was the only proper overhaul mod, but there's one that replaces all the starting weapons with more interesting starting weapons, in my opinion. And then there's the Fat Dragon mod. I don't think I actually uploaded that one to to Nexus, but you can find it. I'm pretty sure it's pinned in my Discord in the Souls chat, which has a link in the description. Okay, surely this will go well. I won't get cursed while fighting. I'm looking up solar pellets and ended up looking up Splarp. I like that. I like Splarp. That's me. I'm Splarp. Okay, come here, please. Oh my goodness. Good job, Krista. Can you get away from your corbs? Curse orbs? I'm just using slang. Orbs is short for curse orbs. Greedy. And so worth. Wow, insanely early roll. Me when I'm bad at the video game that I have 600 hours in or whatever. Oh, that would have been a great time to R2. Still is. Ow. I was hoping that would do a little bit more. Bonk. Okay. LARP is short for super popular lesbian action roleplay. I mean that, yeah, I am playing an action role-playing game, so that works. I don't know that super popular is necessarily accurate, but Fox VTuber repeatedly thrusts into older woman monarch. Or am I too Roar 2 brained? What did I do that was Roar 2 brained? I have been playing a lot of Risk Rain though. I also have been playing some Night Rain recently. I've gotten a little bit back into it. Anyway, tomorrow we'll do some DLC. How much remains to be seen, but we'll see. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I love you all. I also like Dark Souls 2. Abbreviated curse orbs into corbs, that's true. That is kinda Risk Rain brain. I don't know how to end this.